What's up, everybody? What's up, good people? Welcome to the Grown Man Hour with your host, Bernard Riley. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let's get ready to go. Let's get this thing started. Y'all know me, I stay always dotting I's and crossing T's before we get things going. But happy to be here. Happy to be here. Let's make sure. Okay, I see people coming in. We are live. Sound check is looking good. So without further ado, let's get ready to go. Let's get it.
Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mumia Obsidian Ali. You know who I am. I need no introduction, right? And you're listening to the Grown Man Hour with my man Bernard Riley, heard weekdays right here on YouTube. What do you think about that? How about that? Now let's get back on with the show. Thank you.
What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? We are back in the building. Happy Friday to everybody. We about to get this thing started. I had a few things on my mind, but I had to go with this one. So definitely about to get into it, about to talk about it. Yeah, I know how I roll when it comes to all this fresh and fit stuff. I try to be objective as possible. I think a lot of times, I see the Panda Bear Joe Panda Bear emoji button. I see it. We getting into that. I think a lot of times with a lot of people, because for whatever reason, probably good reasons, some people don't like fresh and fit. You not liking them shouldn't cause you to make gynocentric arguments. It just shouldn't. You shouldn't go down that road because if you don't like somebody, that shouldn't cause you to make the same arguments as some of our most disingenuous detractors. It shouldn't. I'm going to stand on that one. I'm going to always stand on that one and be objective when it comes to this fresh and fit thing. I've laid out the things where they was just flat out wrong, and you can't argue it. You can't argue that they talk about alpha this, alpha that, and then find out that he's simping and he's simping for a sugar baby, and think it's true love. She loves me for me. Like it's certain stuff that they can't argue out of certain things. But we not about to go full gynocrat on them over other stuff. Like, no, we not. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep it clean, clear, fair, and objective. That's how I roll. That's what I do. Watch Gaming Channel in the building says, woo, boy. Peace to all. Uneducated lame in the building. Shout out to the early bird squad. Those of you that make it in bright and early before we even get things started. Appreciate each and every one of you. Appreciate each and every one of you. Uneducated lame in the building says they really need to move the studio out of his house. Yeah, my studio is not in my house. My studio is set up to accommodate guests. It's because my studio is set up to accommodate guests, even though I don't have guests here every day. For that reason, I don't want it in the house. I keep giving you a the teaser trailer of how soon it will get to that point where I will have people in here regularly or semi-regularly. It will get to that point. Working out a few kinks, but yeah, that's not a good look. And not necessarily not a good look, just not a good idea. Having all that go down at your house. Because one thing that's going underreported that people aren't talking about is who was that dude in the background saying, nah, she ain't got to go nowhere when they was trying to put out Asian Doll. It was some goon in the background saying, nah, she ain't got to go. And you saw I'm going to call it right down the middle. You saw Myron's energy change when homeboy in the back was like, nah, she ain't got to go. You saw Myron's energy change. I got to call it down the middle. He was not wrong for nothing he did. He wasn't wrong for putting her, I don't care who she is. I don't care if she a celebrity or whatever the hell. He treated her the same way you supposed to treat. He treated her the same way you treat every other chick. She was disrespecting the program. He tried to get her out of there. All right. And she was being deliberate about her disrespect. Let's just make that very clear. It wouldn't like that type of disrespect where the chick just is oblivious or just stupid or just naturally rude. No, she made a calculated decision. I'm about to go at him like that. Like it's always a difference. It's always a difference. I noticed that. I noticed the difference between a chick making a calculated decision. I'm about to push the envelope versus a chick who just out of pocket. Like that one chick that slapped him when he had the phone in his hand, even though another angle did show that he blocked it. But for y'all just so y'all know what I'm talking about, the chick that slapped the phone out of his hand. So that chick, she wasn't deliberately saying, oh, I'm about to just push the envelope. I'm about to mess with this dude. No. That chick, she just was seeing red and didn't care. She was just in her zone. She was in her bag with it. She wasn't sitting back saying, I'm about to poke the bear on purpose and see what happened. No, she just was fueled up on ratchetry and did some ratchet stuff. Asian Doll was calculated with hers. That whole interrupting that, you mean as fuck. You need like you could tell she was thinking about it before she did it. Some of them chicks, you could look at them and tell that they weren't even thinking. They was on just ratchet ultra instinct, just going, you know. It's a difference. just to put that mildly, it's a difference. It's 111 people in the building, only 33 on the likes. You know, we like to bat at least 5,500 around here. I know we like to bat at least 500. So go ahead and bump those likes up. Let's bump those likes up. Get them up. 115 in the building. Shout out to Killmatic. I don't know what Sinji has to do with this, but Sinji has repeatedly, as he goes on to say, Sinji has repeatedly stated abort blackmail. Okay, I see where you're going. The Shade Room and other media outlets had zero energy for her. Conclusion: dating preferences over murder. I see what you did there. I see where you're going there. Shade Room, that is a female-led establishment, so I do tend to believe that they are going to exercise their right to remain silent. Sinji, I mean, she's big enough to where she's obviously on their radar. But it is, I mean, no, because that whole abort black male babies, that's a big enough of a headline splash to where if they cared, yeah, they would have covered it. I was going to get them a pass on that because sometimes stuff don't pop up on your radar, but nah, that was a big enough of a story to where they knew. So if they could share Fresh and Fit doing that, they could share this. So fair enough. Yeah, I mean, you could tell where somebody, shout out to Lil Big Nate, you could tell where somebody's heart and mind is at, not just based off what they promote, what they celebrate, but what they look at what somebody attacks. Watch what and who they attack, and that will tell you what all you need to know about somebody. That would tell you where somebody's head is at, where somebody's mind is at, where somebody's allegiance is at, and where their allegiance is not. Look at what and who they attack and when and why they do it. That's important. That's a very underrated thing that we don't pay enough attention to. Watch Gamer Channel in the building. Y'all come up with good comments. I can't even get through shouting out all the early birds that made it in with the early comments. The goalposts, shout out to Watch Gamer Channel, said the goalposts magically have wheels when they can't justify their own BS. Amazing. I don't even know exactly who you're referring to on that one. Shout out to RM in the building, because I mean, with all that I've heard, that could be a defense. That could be you could be talking about Fresh and Fit for all I know. Or you could be talking about the Shade Room, or you could be just talking about just the general public. Who I don't know who, so I don't even know specifically who you're talking about on that one. But Devin D in the building, Jay Monta in the building. Shout out to you, Lotus Scalper in the building, so that Arab doesn't like. Man, we about to get into that. Okay. You got Fresh, who according to others, I'm being nice today. According to others, he looks like Kermit the Frog. You got Myron, who let me just skip to the end. If they weren't successful, there are two people who the BWs weren't checking for very much. I don't think, anyway. Take away their money, take away their fame, take away their success. The BWs ain't checking for them anyway. Okay, let's just go on and get that out the way. The B-dubs were not checking for them anyway. So they simply state what they think, and I'm gonna get into where they said some things that went nothing wrong with what they said, and where they said some things that were that was, I wouldn't put it that way. I'll say that they said some things where it was not cool. It was an aspect of what they said and how they said it that just wasn't cool. But overall, I mean, I'm play all the videos. They was talking about their preference, talking about every, I'm going to break it down. But two guys that they wouldn't checking for anyway say that, oh, I'm actually not checking for y'all either, and then now it's a problem. So I mean, that's a, two guys that they I'm sure they would objectively say are lame and square, that they don't want to be bothered with anyway, announced that, oh no, I'm not interested in being bothered with y'all, even though Myron did have an entanglement with a black chick, but she was brown skinned, not exactly red bone like they said. Their preference falls under, they'll deal with a red bone. The one chick that Myron had the entanglement with was I would say brown skinned. But anyway, Mark Stewart in the building says she went to the show 2 hours late, was very rude. I'm with Myron checking her. Absolutely. I'm like that to me, that's the no-brainer. Thank you for the $5. To me, that's the obvious no-brainer. Like, we shouldn't have nothing to say about that. It's nothing wrong with them having a show, having women come on there, and then they're just demanding respect. Just demanding a certain type of respect and putting chicks out when that respect is not met. You can't get mad at them for that, but they get criticized for putting chicks out. I'm getting to it. I'm getting to that. Shout out to E Capone in the building, always coming through, always dropping 5. I saw a channel member pop up. I don't know if that was a new channel member or if that was a previous channel member that they just highlighted a comment. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not sure if I just picked up a new member. I can't even find it now. So let me here we did. Oh no, that's Purdue. Okay, no, that's Purdue. He's been a member. He's been a member for 4 months now. Shout out to Purdue. Says I agree. Good morning. All right. Where we at? We got 187 in here. So that's about time to get this started. That's definitely about time to get it started. Shout out to Shannon Riles as he letting y'all know that the likes are free. Hit the like button. It helps. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. We're gonna start out with Agent Dow walking out. We're gonna start out with that. We gonna start out with that one right there. Let me cue that up. Give me a split second while I cue that up. All right. Where was I? Oh yeah, there we go. Screen share. Share audio. And all right. Yeah, we're gonna start there. That's where we're gonna start here. Okay, why is that acting funny? Hold up. Oh, I didn't share it yet. That's why it's doing that. All right, I'm tripping, y'all. My bad. I'm tripping. All right, now we in the building. All right, here we go. Let's get this thing queued on up and ready to go. Where's my earpiece?
Guys, sidebar conversations, please.
All right. What about
I've told you this is like, this is like the 5th time I've told you that, right?
Sixth time.
Like, stop. For real, like, stop.
He mean as fuck.
I'll just keep it real, man.
No,
Like,
but
you
he's
haven't been here,
cool.
so you haven't seen it.
about none of that shit.
Yeah, it's the whole show.
Yeah, she's been doing it the whole show. I'm not mean as fuck. I just have rules. Simple.
All right, go ahead.
It's podcast.
Damn.
What I look for in a man
You a
in
mean
club,
ass
that's
nigga.
like approaching me.
See, that's see what I mean right there, where it wouldn't just, she was just being ghetto, like just being ghetto. That would be like, a few minutes later than doing the same thing again, sort of like what the other chick was doing. If you watch the whole show, she was just being herself. She couldn't help herself. Some people just can't help, talking out of turn in situations. They just blurt in, that's what some people do. That wasn't what Agent Dow was doing. It was a deliberate, calculated, I'm about to push the envelope. I'm about to say this on purpose and see what reaction I get. It was a deliberate thing. I think some would call it a shit test. I think that, but that's more or less what it was. It started full swing. For those that don't know, just a few people that's completely in the dark. Basically, they're doing a show, and it was two people having the chick that's to the left of Agent Dow, well, her left, our right. Chick to the left of her, she kept having little side conversations. To the show's going on, but then she just leaned over talking to somebody, like people talking at the movies. That stuff that black folks like to do. So it's basically like two people talking at the movies. They doing that type of stuff, all in each other's ear talking. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. You don't do that on a podcast. He said it happened 3 or 4 times. He checked her on it, and now Agent Dow is essentially running halfway running to the defense of the chick, and also just derailing the show, calling Myra mean. That's basically what's happened so far.
Mean as fuck.
I'll just keep it real, man.
No,
Like,
but
you
he's
haven't been
cool.
here. Stop. For real, like, stop.
He mean as fuck.
I'll just keep it real, man.
No,
Like,
but
you
he's
haven't been here.
cool.
So you
It's
haven't seen
cool.
it.
About none of that
Cool.
shit.
Yeah, it's the whole show. Come on.
Yeah, she's been
We
doing
got
it the
you,
whole
got you.
show. I'm not mean as fuck. I just have rules. Simple.
All right, go ahead. It's podcast.
Damn.
What I look for in a man
You a
in
mean
club
ass
that's
nigga.
like approaching me.
Hold on. Excuse me?
You mean?
I'm not mean at all.
Okay, I don't care.
Have you been here the whole time?
No.
All right, then. So you don't know what was
I
happening,
don't
right?
give a fuck.
Okay, then. So how you gonna come on somebody's show, not know what go down, and say, "Oh, you're mean"?
It don't matter. I can say what I want.
Okay, well, you can get the fuck off the show, too.
I don't give
Get
a fuck.
off the show,
chill,
too.
man.
All right, right there. I don't know what type of person you are if you thinking that he did something wrong right there. She tried to bully him on his own damn show. All right. She tried to bully him on his own damn show. He did the only thing you can do in that situation. The only tool that a man has in his tool belt when it comes with dealing with a disrespectful woman is to separate yourself from her. That's literally the only thing you can do. That's it. That's it. You have no other tool that you can effectively use. Everybody else who talking all the, oh, well, a real man won't have to do that. You see, if he was just a true masculine man, then women just know how that bullshit. Bullshit. If women knew when if this whole little argument stuff I've been hearing, yeah, well, women they know who to try. They know who they can get away with stuff with. They know who to play with. Bullshit. It wouldn't be no women domestic violence abuse shelters if that's the case. It wouldn't be no Skeeter Mills if that's the case. If they know who they could try that on. She thought she could try that on Skeeter Mills and she got skateboarded across the forehead. So let's stop with that nonsense that we're not about to go after a man's masculinity because a chick is out of pocket and ratchet. That's when we can start. That's when we start making gynocratic arguments. That's when we get into that, when it's somebody we don't like and we want to say, oh, well, she only doing that because he weak. Okay, well, what about the chick that tried to do that to a dude that she thought she could get away with it with, and then he two-pieced her up, and now she walking around with a black eye and a busted lip? Are we gonna say so now is there their intuition and ability, their magical ability to know what guy is weak and who you can play with and who you can test and who you could no, clearly they don't have this ability that people saying that they have to measure a man's masculinity, pheromones, and alpha dust exuding in the room. They don't have the ability to do that. Clearly they don't. So we gotta stop that nonsense of criticizing a man because a chick got out of pocket, because a chick tried to get live with him. That must mean he ain't no real masculine man, because if he was, she wouldn't do that bullshit. That woman walk around like her shit don't stink, and dudes be bending and folding to her 24/7. And then the dude who don't bend and don't fold, but we still gonna say that he's weak because she tried him to begin with. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. We just can't say that an out-of-pocket bitch is an out-of-pocket bitch. And that's what she is. Like, come on. I heard a lot, like, I heard so many dudes saying some nonsense. So many dudes saying some nonsense. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. He used the exact one and only tool that a man has in that situation. The only tool that a man has in that situation is if a chick get out of pocket with you in some way, the only tool that you have is to separate yourself from her. Now, if you in your house, then she got to go. If you in her house, you get up and walk away. If y'all in public, okay, yeah, sometimes you can look weak just walking away in public. Well, you got it. What are you gonna do? You gonna look weak if you cuss her out. You're gonna look weak if you walk away. The only tool you got is separate yourself from out-of-pocket women. That's the tool that you have to use. That's the tool that you have to use. You have to separate yourself. When men get in that damned if you do, damned if you don't situation, other men shouldn't be criticizing them. Other men should not be criticizing a man because he's in that situation. A chick done got loud with him. He get loud back with her. Okay, you arguing with a woman. You a bitch. She get all in his face. He mush his head. He give her a bus driver uppercut. Man, you ain't no real man. You done hit a woman. You a bitch. She start cussing him out. Instead of arguing with her or putting himself in a situation where he could potentially end up hitting her, he walk away. Man, you walked away when she was cussing you out. You a bitch. Like, come on. We can't get into doing that. Now, you could argue that if they running a platform where they set up the scenario, I mean, yes, okay, they the masterminds, they the engineers. If that show is the Matrix, they the architect. Okay, they architect that situation and set up the situation to where they're going to have women in there being out of pocket. But at the same time, if they have rules and regulations on their show and it's baked into the cake that there's a percentage that are not going to follow the rules, that they're going to get put out and is going to be entertaining and is going to help their show, get a little more, traction, then hey, that's a calculated decision that they have made. They have made that calculated decision that this is our show, these are our rules, we demand respect on our show. However, we know, just like in the Matrix, they can set up the rules and parameters of the Matrix. They know it's a percentage of humans that aren't going to accept the programming. They understand that. That's part of the system of control, okay? That's baked into the cake of the system that some won't accept the programming. That's fine. They're not going to get a 100% success rate, and they're not looking for a 100% success rate. They're not. They understand that some are going to get out of pocket, and they're going to put the women out. And that just is what it is. That's the game that they've decided to play. You can criticize them for playing that game, and that's about it. You can criticize them for playing that game because it is a reckless game. That's about the only thing you can criticize them for playing a reckless game. But they, like I said, they're driving 99 miles per hour going the wrong way on the freeway, but it's a pot of gold if they make it through all them cars without getting into an accident. Now, is something crazy gonna happen? Somebody gonna pull out another gun? A full-blown fisticuff fight gonna break out? Myron gonna have to bus driver uppercut a chick live with 10,000 people watching? Something, the channel gonna get taken down? Yes, something like that is going to happen. It's going to happen. We know that. We understand that. That's eventually going to happen. It is what it is. That's the game they've decided to play. All right. That's the reckless game they've decided to play, chasing glory and chasing greatness. That's and they're on their way. They're on their way to a 1 million sub platform, and it's worth it to risk it all on the way there and becoming millionaires in the process. That's the game they've decided to play. But you could criticize that game if you think that game is a stupid game. That's about it. But the way that he handles situations, that can't be criticized. Don't get caught up on these super chats because we about to get into the simp in the background who, even though I give them their respect for the platform they built and how they do what they do. But I gotta call it. Myron's energy did change when that simp goon thug dude in the background was like, she ain't gotta go nowhere. We did see an energy change. We did see that. But let me get to the super chats. I saw E. Capone. Shout out to you. Shout out to who we got in here. Said she was 2 hours late. I think I read it. She was 2 hours late. They should have never let her on the show. I disagree with that. She is even though I didn't know too much about her before all of this, because I don't really follow celebrities like that. I probably need to. Shout out to O'Shea. He actually changed the title of his show. His channel is changed. It ain't O'Shea Duke Jackson no more. It's called The Celebrity Junk. He's all in. He studies these celebrities for a reason and makes money off of them. Like I need to get my game up. I really do need to get my game up and study these damn celebrities so I can just be up on what's going on so I can speak more fluently about this. But I never really even heard. Okay, I probably heard the name. I couldn't name not one of her songs. Like, that's what I'm saying. I don't keep up with this stuff. I just don't. I don't keep up with this stuff. But no, she's a big enough of a celebrity. They should have let her on. Yeah, celebrities can show up late. It is what it is. That's business. You do the business. I mean, yeah. You got huge nuts if you just somebody who's just famous for a podcast, and somebody who's famous in the entertainment industry come on your podcast and then you say, no, you're late. I'm not letting you in. Yeah, that takes big nuts. And so I'm not going to criticize them for that. They should have let her in late or on time or whatever. They should have let her in just because, you want to build your roster of celebrities you've had on the show. You do want to do that. But yeah, I see somebody in the chat, Miguel, somebody. Yeah, I don't know none of her music. I don't. Oh, wait, hold on. Somebody says O'Shea still has the ODJ channel. He created a new Celebrity Junk channel. I thought he just switched over he had two channels. Both of them was saying called O'Shea Duke Jackson or something like that. And I thought he changed one of them over to the Celebrity Junk. All I know is I'm scrolling down my timeline and I see an O'Shea thumbnail and I look at the bottom and it says Celebrity Junk. So that's why I just assumed he just changed the name to one of his channels. I don't know. I'll investigate. But shout out to OJ22 in the building. Also, shout out to, let me get to these super chats. We got to get to the Simp Goon in the background. Prophet of Thought series in the building says, hire Skeeter. No. No. You do not want Skeeter Mills working security. Hey, Prophet of Thought, I looked at that clip you sent me, man. I will promote that big show you got coming up when it looks like you're going to be having Tommy Sotomayor on your show. But that clip, man, that song is a rough one to play. I mean, I'll probably work. I'll throw it on at the. I got you on the promotion, but man, that's a. The words that song is lyrically not very algorithmically. That's not a good song for the algorithm. I'll just say that, but I will do what I can. Yeah, I will do what I can. Do what I can with that one. But I listened to that song and was like, whoa. I was like, whoa. But shout out to the Prophet of Thought series. He got a big one coming up. I don't even know the exact date, but I will be promoting it. So just be paying attention. Uncle Stu in the building says you speaking truth. Absolutely. And I know you know where I'm coming from with that based off, the talk I had with you, what I say, where a man is in a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation when it comes to that. The only tool he has is to separate himself. That's the only tool he could use that's not going to have him ending up in trouble. Just separate yourself. That's it. That's it. That voting with our feet, that is the real deal. You got to vote with your feet. Snuggles in the building says, what should Martin, I think Myron, have done when the young man said she is not going anywhere? Whoo! Should he have yelled at him also? I'm about to get into that one. That's yeah, it was a serious energy change. It was a serious energy change. Dr. Doug says energy change because blickies would have been drawn. Yeah. That would yeah. I tend to believe, because whoever that dude was that was saying she ain't got to go nowhere, that was clearly somebody who was off camera that we didn't get to see, but came in late with her. That's just flat out. There was somebody on the back we couldn't see that came in late with her. All right. I'm about to play that for those that didn't hear it. Agent Fit, really? That's the name you're going with? Bernard, check the DM. I sent you. It's funny. She playing victim of black women while she had colorist tweets back in the day. Thank you for sending me that. I think I know what you're talking about, though. I didn't have it on hand ready to go, but I did see it. If you sent me the same thing that I think you sent me, so thank you for that. We're about to get into the whole race thing and everything, but we had to deal with this whole Agent Dow situation that people shouldn't have made a big deal. I mean, she was clearly in the wrong. Clearly in the wrong. But yeah, I will. Thank you for sending me that. I will. I got the notification, so I will be checking that out. But all right, now we gotta get into this other nonsense here. The simp goon in the background. We gotta get to that. Hey, TBE trucking. Is that? I can't even tell. Does that say? All right, cut that out, man. All right, this ain't me just defending Tommy Sotomayor. Like, dude, if you don't like it, why you? Ah, man, y'all blow me away with that stuff. Just gonna give a man a woman's name. Like, it's certain stuff that just. If I don't like somebody, I just clearly state why I don't like them. That stuff giving him feminine pronouns and stuff, like, come on, man. On the later podcast, they said Asian Dow had an entourage, so they had to play it smart. I could tell. A story to tell says Myron is going to snap and blicky the entire apartment one day. Nah, cut it out. Cut it out. Somebody said, Bernard, that was her manager. He was there from the beginning. Well, she wasn't there from the beginning. So you mean he was there from the time that she got there? I mean, I could tell he was with her. No doubt about that. They were together. He wasn't just some random dude there. But all right, let's roll some bean footage.
Chill out, bro.
Listen, don't do my like
Nah,
that.
you can get off the show too.
I don't give
Man,
a
Get
fuck.
off the show
chill,
too.
man.
You're mean.
It don't matter. I can say what I want.
Okay, well, you can get the fuck off the show
freedom of
too.
speech. I don't give
Get
a
Man,
fuck.
off the show
chill,
too.
man. Chill out, bro.
Listen, don't do my like
Nah,
that.
you can go.
Chill,
Baby,
chill.
don't
She ain't
do
gotta
You're
go.
not gonna come on the platform.
Bro, I
Nah,
don't-
chill, bro. She ain't gotta go nowhere.
No, she
chill,
could go.
chill,
I don't
bro.
have to.
Chill.
Come on, baby. We don't have to be this mean.
give
We
a
can all
fuck.
be.
Listen.
Come on.
Chill out.
All right. So y'all hear homeboy in the background saying, nah, chill, man. At first he was just like chill, and then Myron was still talking. And then when dude said she ain't gotta go nowhere, that was when the whole energy changed with Myron. Now, some people have said that they said in a later podcast that she had an entourage there. They had to play it smart. Yeah, they had to play it smart. They got something to lose. They got to play it smart. And that's a tough situation. But I got to call it right down the middle. He backed down and quit trying to put her out after homeboy said she ain't got to leave. that has to be acknowledged. That has to be acknowledged. Now, I've given Myron props on how he's handled certain situations. You know, that situation when Ayande, I'm using air quotes here, kicked down the door. He didn't, but when he opened the door and was talking junk, you know, Myron hopped up, did what he was supposed to do. He defends the house. You know, Fresh be sitting there chilling. Myron do get up and handle everything. Myron even said in that situation with the Ayande guy that he said, man, if I would have went out there in the hallway with them, it would have been 2 against 1. Like, he didn't even acknowledge Fresh or the other dude with that's a show producer. I forget his name. He didn't even acknowledge them as live man bodies, adult male that could help him fight. So it's all on him to you know, protect the fortress, so to speak. It's all on him. I think he's just written Fresh off, and Fresh ain't gonna do shit. Other dude ain't gonna do nothing. So he in there. She got goons in there. This is going back to what somebody said in the beginning. It need to be a security check. They need to be frisking people. They need to be checking purses. They need to be doing all kinds of stuff with who they let in, not in just their place of business, their house / place of business. That is a whole situation. That is a shitstorm. Now, Fresh, like somebody said in the chat, Fresh be Fresh be ready to run. Hey, when the Ayande dude, go watch that clip when Ayande dude pushed that door open and he was like, Amu, or whatever, Apu or whatever Myron's name. I hate to say that. I'm not doxing. I mean, his name is out there, but you could hear it in the tape when homeboy opened the door. He was like Apu, and then and then Fresh like looked up and was like he looked up at the situation, looked at the girls, he looked back at the situation, looked at the girls, looked at the situation, looked at the girls, looked at the situation, was like, and then like looked back at the girls and like, this is gonna be bad. Oh, this is gonna be bad. Like Fresh be chilling. When Myron be putting them chicks out, Fresh be chilling. That part do be funny. That part do be funny. Yeah, I see you, Buddy Thug. He said Fresh be ready to run to the balcony with the girls. So that's why I don't knock Myron, because whatever stuff go down, he's the one that got to step up and handle it. I don't knock him, but he ain't want no smoke in there. Now somebody could criticize and be like, hey, yeah, he be talking real tough and hard when there's all women in there and he got to put out the women, but a dude in there like, nah, she ain't got to go nowhere. You could see the energy change, and they just resumed the conversation. You can see the energy change, and they did just resume the conversation. Now, the argument is a fair argument that he looking at it like she came in there, she's a damn rapper. She came in there with her goons. That's a situation where, and I know we know Myron packing. Myron ain't gonna get caught lacking. Agent Fitz says he talked to dudes the same way. I've seen him put dudes out. He's had dudes on his show where he got live with them and he put them out. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen dudes get kicked off of the show. He's Frank canceled dudes. He wasn't doing it with this dude. That's all. That fact has to be said. He wasn't doing it with this dude. We couldn't see the dude. We couldn't see how many dudes it was. But all we know is that energy changed and something was going on, like this, going back to when we reporting the situation where they say they had the gun. Somebody pulled out a gun. This was a situation where, yes, guns would have been drawn. Potential bodies would have been on the floor. This was that situation that we talked about, to where I don't care who come in there, if they're going to be having those intense conversations, it need to be security pat down. They need full security pat down. They make enough money. Fresh said he make $100,000 a month. All right, that's enough. That's enough. Y'all making $100,000 a month each. That mean, okay, y'all can afford to pay a pat and frisk dude, a purse checker. Y'all can afford to pay somebody $50K a year to basically just do security, work the door, pat people down. I don't care who come. I don't care if Drake could come up in there. Drake and his people, they got to get frisked. That just is what it is. I don't care who y'all have in there. That should be the modus operandus in that mug. Like it's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. Shout out to hold on, who we got in here? Oh yeah, a story to tell back in here with another one. Said her manager, aka dude with 6 bodies on his switchblade, and you don't know all that, but I am of the view that that was a situation where that energy changed for a reason. I don't, because the Max Trucker in the building, he says, whenever your way through it goes wrong. Yeah, he tried to alpha his way through it, but it wasn't happening. It wasn't happening. When the smoke comes, Fresh is always in the corner eating Chex Mix. Man, cut it out. Cut it out. Too Cool for School in the building says, getting my boy Game Changer on this one. You know what? I actually reached out to Game Changer. I texted him last night and asked him, did he want to come tag team this one with me? He didn't respond, but yeah, I definitely wanted to double team this one with Game Changer. The door's still open. Hell, let me check. See if he responded. See if he's looking for the link. Nope, no response from Game Changer, but there is a. Let me make it scroll on the bottom. I'm about to get back into it, fellas. Give me 1 second, but I do got to make sure this scrolls on the bottom of 40. Naturally, a 40. Well, that one says 50 because it's from yesterday, so we just gonna go with 50, even though he's saying 40. But a $40 Cash App from KD in the building. Definitely appreciate you sending that $40 Cash App. Do appreciate that. All right. Too cool for school in the building. He said, oh no, I already read that one. Says give my boy Game Changer on this one. Oh yeah, the door is always open. Door is always open for Game Changer. He says, I'm gonna be honest. When the goon said she don't got to go nowhere, he said what? Because Fresh real name is Water. That's not doxing. That's Water Weeks. It's out there. Fresh put it out there. They talk about it all the time. That's so yeah, no, that's no big deal. That's no big thing. But yeah, so yeah, he said Water because Fresh real name is Water, and he said that because it was his guest, so he just said Fresh handle it. Nah. It don't matter who the guest it is, how the person came to be there. Technically and typically, none of that really matters. All right. None of that matters. When normally there's a threat, Myron is vigilant about removing the threat or removing the problem. I shouldn't say threat. He's normally very vigilant about removing the problem. In this situation, he didn't move. He started to remove the problem. And then when the goon said she ain't got to go nowhere, it was a back down. That's just all to it. That's just all to it. And I'm not even completely 100% knocking it because, like, that's a situation where, that's a situation where you gotta try to play it smart and use other de-escalating tactics to make sure. I mean, it's one thing to have your pride and your manhood and beat your chest. It's another thing to engage that situation in your house is going to result in a body being on the floor, and that body might be yours that's on the floor, not moving after it's all said and done. Like, I mean, but then again, that goes back to that playing it dumb, letting goons in who you didn't check, who you didn't frisk. Like, you should know for a fact nobody in there has a gun but you. So if you got to get people out of there, you get people out of there. But here's the catch-22 with that. If he get aggressive, let's just say he got his piece sitting there right in his pants. He pull it out. Y'all got to get up out of here. Okay. What stopped them from coming back later with more guns? Like, I mean, again, that's the one criticism. That's the one criticism that I can't defend. That they willfully put themselves in that situation. They willfully put themselves in that situation, but it's a risk that they are willing to take. It's a risk they're willing to take. Peter B in the building says people should always be respectful in someone else's home. Absolutely. That's why the dudes who criticizing them and the people that, you know, that's defending Asian Dow, that's just goofiness right there. That's wholesale goofiness. Anybody who's defending her actions were indefensible. Outright, utterly indefensible. Hands down. No questions asked. Indefensible. Like, so anyway, let's roll it. Going back to we're gonna watch their energy change when dude says she ain't going nowhere.
And so you don't know what was happening,
I don't
right?
give a fuck.
Okay, then. So how you gonna come on somebody's show, not know what go down, and say, "Oh, you're mean"?
It don't matter. I can say what I want.
Okay, well, you can get the fuck off the show
freedom of
too.
speech. I don't give a
Man,
fuck.
Get off the show,
chill,
too.
man.
What?
Chill out,
Listen,
bro.
don't do my like
Nah,
that.
you can go.
Chill.
Baby,
She ain't
don't do
gotta
my
You're not
go.
gonna come on the platform.
No, I don't-
Nah, chill,
Okay,
bro.
okay.
She ain't gotta go nowhere.
No, she
chill.
could go.
Chill,
I don't
bro.
have to.
Chill.
Come on, baby. We don't have to be this mean.
give a
We can
fuck.
all be.
Listen.
Come on.
Chill out, bro.
Let's calm
I'm
down.
sorry.
He's hot. I'm calm.
No, I'm very.
Okay.
I'm very.
See, he completely changed and got quiet. Yeah, John Doe, a black woman named Asian Doll. That's pretty damn goofy. Pretty damn goofy. But he completely changed, switched up the energy, got quiet in that situation, which you know, and he did something that he never do, and that's defer to Fresh.
calm, but it's like, bro, you got to show a little bit
Okay,
of respect on the
bro,
platform.
It's cool,
respect. You
bro.
talking about some other
Chill.
shit. I say you mean. It is what it is. What the fuck you want me to say?
That's
You
not the truth,
mean,
though.
you mad about I said mean? You grown as hell.
Well,
Yeah, well.
Okay. So earlier on the show,
Fuck.
there's a little back and forth. So he was just telling her to chill because it was like 5 times before to like chill.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Okay, but I said he mean. Why he want to stop the shit?
Well,
do some dramatic.
because you don't know what was going on.
We are
I don't
holding the show.
know.
It's good though, bro.
Why,
Hey,
why would
yo.
that piss you off?
Chill, bro. It's
No,
all right. We all right. We good.
He
No,
want a
I mean,
moment. Get it slow.
We good. Let's keep going, bro. We all
I want to
right.
leave.
Let's keep the
No,
baby.
don't
You
leave,
got
please.
I won't.
Oh man, it's so many layers. It's so many layers there to where the simp goon is basically saying, let her say whatever she wants to say. Let her disrespect you. Chill, bro. We good. She ain't gotta go nowhere. Chill. Every time he tried to say something, chill, man. Chill. Don't even, you know, he was I can't front on that when he did make Myron be quiet on Myron's show. He did. He did. I can't deny that one. That is like, shout out to Mr. Palmer. That is a simp enforcer through and through. Simp enforcer through and through that says, no matter what kind of bad behavior that this woman is showing, I'm going to reinforce her behavior. I'm going to support her behavior. I'm going to get behind her behavior. I'm going to criticize and fight. I'm going to dangle the low level, or in that case, probably a high level threat of violence over any man who gets in the way of her bad behavior. Like that is a simp enforcer through and through by definition. That is a card carrying simp enforcer. He's basically there on her team, on her staff, to enable her when she do ratchet stuff. That's literally what's going on in that situation. That's literally what's going on in that situation. And then Myron had to get quiet. Myron had to get quiet. Somebody said Myron knows it's 2 versus 1. Fresh don't count. Yeah, I said that in the previous show, about a previous show when the Ayande dude came back. Myron said if he would have went outside in the hallway, it would have been 2 against 1. Yeah, all day. He don't count Fresh as an able-bodied adult male who could help him fight. He just don't count him as that. Dr. Doug in the building says facts. Those seem like Chi-Town guerrilla simp enforcers. Yeah, she brought in simp enforcers, and Myron backed down. This is what it is. We've seen him put men out. We've seen him put a lot of women out. We've seen him attempting to put a woman out. We saw the simp goon enforcer in the background just cutting them off like, nah, man, chill. Nope. Just basically, I'm not having it. She gonna act a goddamn fool, and I'm going to allow it, and you're going to accept it. That's basically what was going on there. That's basically what was going on there.
Please.
Okay, just like from here on out, like please
on his
one
ass,
at a
he
time,
tripping.
because we're going
Yeah,
to the show
we'll
right now.
start
Okay?
it over. I promise I
'Cause
won't say nothing. I
This
promise.
is the 5th time.
Okay.
You said that last time.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, let's start
Go
it
ahead.
over.
Because they've already went from trying to put him out, and they've copped a fool plea. He copped a fool. He had to cop a full plea and just go to, okay, let's just try again and not do it again.
It's not the truth,
Mean.
though.
You mad about I said mean? You grown as hell.
And that's the goofiness right there. She's saying, why you mad about me saying you mean you grown as hell? No. you interrupt. It ain't that you just said he mean that he told y'all to be quiet. He told y'all to stop. You said he was mean. Then he still, handed the conversation back over to the chick. She was talking to you, and she interrupted the chick and kept saying, "Man, you mean as hell. You mean," and basically just interrupt. No, it's not that you called him mean. It's that you interrupting the show. You disrespecting the show. You disrespecting him, his house, and his business. And it's like so. I don't know how anybody could come away from this and have anything other than criticism for her. I don't know how anybody can come away from this and not have anything other than outright utter criticism for her. So the only thing that they could be criticized for is just being in the situation. And I'm divided on what that goon. I'm divided on how they should have reacted to that goon situation. Because there is a such thing as you thinking about the future and you playing it safe in your manhood and your balls and all that. Yeah, sometimes you have to make a calculated decision. To where, yeah, if I get live with this goon, that's going to result in utter violence, if not death. So sometimes you do got to make that calculated decision.
Well,
Yeah, well.
Okay. So earlier on the show,
Fuck.
there's a little back and forth. So he was just telling her to chill because it was like 5 times before to like chill.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Okay, but I said he mean. Why he want to stop the shit?
Well,
do some dramatic.
because you don't know what was going on.
We are
I don't
hosting the show.
know.
It's good though, bro.
Why,
Hey,
why would
yo.
that piss you off?
Listen, oh my goodness. Soon as Fresh started back talking, they good though, bro. That's just shit is just ridiculous,
Chill,
man.
bro. It's all right. We all right. We good.
He want a
I mean,
moment. Get it slow.
We good. Let's keep going, bro. We all
I want to
right.
leave.
Let's keep
No,
baby.
don't
You
leave,
got
please.
I won't.
Please.
Okay, just like from here on out, like please
on his
one
ass,
at a
he's
time
tripping.
because we're gonna
Yeah,
get short
we'll
right
start
now.
it
Okay?
over.
She said, I'm on his ass and he tripping. He's supposed to be tripping if you're on his anyway.
I promise I
Because
won't say nothing. I
This
promise.
is the 5th time.
Okay.
You said that last time.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, let's start
Go
it
ahead.
over. Okay.
Pod.
Daddy pop for tomorrow
That's
morning.
messed up.
I need
That's
one. Venmo me or send it to me via Uber Eats. Thanks. Bye.
We got Dixie Normus.
Thank you.
$10 says, girl, 2 from Myron is fresh, you know? Okay. We got DJ says, Dan, when Agent O sat down, shimmy all the other girls look busted. You up? All right, later.
All right. There it is, the first one where, like I said, men shouldn't be criticizing men when men end up in that damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. A chick got disrespectful with you. Chick get disrespectful with you. The only tool you have, I'll reiterate this again for the new people in here. The only tool you have is to separate yourself from the situation. That's the only viable tool you have. You can cuss her out all you want. Some people gonna say you look weak for cussing her out. You yelling and arguing back and forth with a woman. You's a bitch. If you get in a situation where you didn't got live to the point where you didn't put your hands on her, then okay, you can put hands on a woman. You a bitch. She cussing you out. She getting live with you. You back down. You don't say nothing. You let her check you and you ain't say nothing. You a bitch. You're in a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. That is a situation that men are in this modern day society. When women could do what they want to do, and if you're going to be criticized no matter how you react to it. You're going to get criticized no matter how you react to it. It's disheartening when men see other men in that situation, and then they start putting the cape on. They start putting the cape on for the woman. We gotta not do that. Even if you don't like a dude, even if you don't like Myron, even if you don't like Fresh and Fit, we cannot do that stuff. We cannot go by, and I'll reiterate this point, and then I'll move on to the whole thing about the race and the dating and all of that. We cannot do that thing that a lot of people do. They say, oh, well, she weak. Well, he weak, because women know who to test, they know who to play with, they know who to try, they know who this and who that. Yeah, and that the women don't have that ability. It wouldn't be no battered women. It wouldn't be no Skeeter Mills out there clocking people upside the head with skateboards. You go back and look at that tape. She thought she knew who she could get live with. Skeeter Mills must have shot his shot. She rejected him and was like, now going back up there with your friends. Or she said something, you just listen to the tape. She basically went off and tried to sun him and send him back up there to his friends, and then he cracked her in the head with a skateboard. So clearly she thought clearly she thought that was some weak dude who wasn't no alpha that she could say something crazy to or whatever. And some could argue that, yeah, no, he wasn't an alpha, but I'm just talking about the woman's ability to know who they could get live with and who they can't get live with. That is some nonsense. So we can't call a man weak because a chick is ratchet and out of pocket and don't know how to act. That's what I heard a lot of people saying, oh, that he was really a masculine man, she wouldn't operate like that. I think that is some bullshit. That is some bullshit. We need to quit making those arguments. Men, the only tool we have is separation. Get away from chicks like that. Don't allow them in your life. That's all to it. That's all to it right there. And shout out to everybody who came through on the super chat. And Perfect Blackness in the building. He said, this is why Black American women should be avoided at all cost. Save yourself the heartburn and let them and their simp goons alone to die alone. I mean, I disagree with you on the Black American women should be avoided at all costs. It's certain behaviors that should be avoided at all costs. Now, if you tell me that those behaviors are more prevalent with Black American women, I agree. But I will always keep it on the behaviors. I'm going to always keep it on the behaviors. And I will acknowledge that certain groups, that certain behaviors come at a different bell curve distribution with different groups. But see, that was the thing that a lot of people criticize Myron and my Fresh and Fit for when I get into playing the whole race aspect of it and dating not dating Black women. That whole aspect of it, where they basically just said, I don't want to date no Shaniquas, or you want to go on a website, the black dating site with a bunch of Shaniquas and this or that. I mean, it was the implication was there that certain actions and behaviors is consistent 100% across the board with all of them. When you imply that, yeah, people going to take it the wrong way, but we can't sit here and deny reality. We can't sit here and pretend like those behaviors aren't more prevalent. We can't pretend like it's not a higher concentration of loud, out of pocket women that are ABWs. We can't pretend like that. That I'll never do. I will never do that. That's when we'll get into the whole gaslighting men aspect of it. But to say this is why Black American women should be avoided at all costs. See, that I don't go that route. My woman is A1 solid. She's a Black American woman. No, so that's why I don't go that route. I don't go that route. But they didn't do nothing wrong or say nothing wrong if their argument, and they didn't word it like this, but if their argument is those type of actions and behaviors that led to that chick slapping him in his head or slapping the phone out of his hand or whatever happened, those actions and behaviors, that type of stuff that he saw happen, that I mean, look, we saw what just happened on their show. All right, that we could just look at their show as just a sample, and what happened on their show from the clips I just played, that happens more with Black women that come on their show than what it does with white women. Have they put white women out? Yes, absolutely. Have they put white women out for similar reasons as that? Yes, absolutely. As the majority of the women that they've put out, and it's gotten violent or low level or borderline violent with, has the majority of them been Black? Absolutely. So for that reason, for that reason, we can't sit here and pretend like they just said something completely crazy. If they're going to exercise their options, it's not going to include Black women. We can't pretend like they just said something completely out the way. One of the biggest shows, one of the earlier shows that I did, the audio quality was bad on it. It was me and Obsidian did a show called I Can't Handle a Strong Black Woman. That's my first collaboration with Obsidian. And I made the point very clear. Obsidian made the point very clear. The Black woman, depending on how we define in strong, because we never know what that means. Whenever they shout out to, I forgot who it was, who said something along the lines of, I don't know what that means about what it was a strong black woman. Whenever I hear somebody talking about a strong black woman, I'm normally being chewed out. I'm normally being told about myself or something. So the whole term, the concept of this, let's just say aggressive woman, an aggressive woman. No, I don't want that. I don't want that. The strong, aggressive black woman. No, I don't want that. I don't have. I'm not with that. I will never be with that. I will never be with that. Never again. And I'm not trying to sell. See, this is. I don't make that mistake of trying to sell black women to men who don't want them. That's where it gets goofy. All right. I could tell you I'm in a happy relationship with a black woman that does not have those characters and those character traits and attributes. I can say that. I can say I'm in a happy relationship with an American black woman who does not have those behaviors. I can say that. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Put it like that. I'm not trying to sell you anything. But I do have to average that into the conversation to where when you just say a whole group, just wipe out that whole group. I don't do that with no whole group. No whole group of anybody is completely wiped off the table for me, because I understand that people are more complex than that. But let me not get preachy, because I do respect that, Perfect Blackness said what he said and he feel how he feel, and he's more than welcome to operate the way that he's operating. And Fresh and Fit, what they said what they said, they feel how they feel, and they more than welcome to operate the way that they operate. And so that I'm not in the business of trying to take that from brothers. That's where people go wrong with it. Bro, people keep mentioning Kodak. 1, Kodak wasn't late. 2, they spoke to Kodak before the show. 3, it was a short stream and it was Fresh's birthday. I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know why that's relevant. I don't know why that's relevant. Her being late is not a big deal. You have a chance to get a celebrity on your show. I mean, if you get Jay-Z and Beyonce to come on your damn podcast, you do a 3-hour podcast and they show up at the 2-hour and 45-minute mark. Are you seriously not going to let them in because they was late? No, you're going to take that 15 minutes and use it to help grow your business. So I don't know why people talking about her being late as if it was a big deal. That ain't the issue. That ain't the issue at all. All right, let me let's see what else we got in here. Torrell Boxley in the building. He said there's so many beautiful black women outside the borders. If I hear Chicago from a BW, I don't take them seriously. So many lost black folks. If you're a Lion King, why are you defending Queen Hyena? If you're a Lion King, why are you defending Queen Hyena? I don't know who or what you're talking about. I don't do the king stuff. I don't do that calling. I hate how we call people king and queen. My bad, Dane. See if I miss your super chat. I'll try to find it. Leo Anthony in the building says, really, black men should avoid black women like Asian Doll. That's where I'm at with it. I like to see the way you worded that is how I word it. But that's just me. That's how I talk. You said black men should avoid black women like Asian Doll. Yes, black women like Asian Doll should be avoided. Black women should avoid black women like Asian Doll. All American black women are not like that. There are some perfectly good American black women out there. I mean, that's a fair statement, but I ain't knocking nobody's somebody just drawing a line in the sand saying, no, I'm not dabbling in that over there. I'm not knocking that. That you'll never hear me knock. And you never hear me try to sell somebody that they should do. You're a grown ass man. You should do whatever the hell you want to do. F Holiday in the building. He says, rename it Strag Doll. There is nothing Asian about that thing. Man, I don't know. These chicks be killing me. They do it on Instagram all the time. they say from some other country, knowing they went to damn born and raised in America, in a Black American ghetto. They get halfway cute when they turn 18 and create an Instagram page talking about their name is Foreign Renee or some stuff. Okay, Perfect Blackness. I think that's an actual Instagram chick name. Foreign Rena or something like that. I don't know. But Perfect Blackness in the building. He says, "There's no knife in the world that's sharp enough to shave that nuance." Bernard Riley. Way too much hay and not enough needles to find that distinction. All right. I mean, you're entitled to your perspective on that. I just have a different perspective. But either way it go, like I said, I'm not trying to sell you American Black women, so you won't get argument from me when it comes to your perspective on that. I mean, you just won't. You won't get argument from me. I'm not in the business of trying to sell something to somebody. Lee Hub in the building says, "Fresh and fit are beta males." Okay. Fresh and fit are beta males. If they don't date Black women, why even bring them on the show? Because they women and they like to have women on their show. I mean, stick to others. The last 6 months from the Kevin Samuels fallout to other things showed their true character. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. I'm gonna do a whole show on the whole concept of beta male, alpha male, and all of that. Because I don't really care. I don't really care for how we use it and how we throw it around. I might do a whole show on that. But anyway, thank you for the super chat. I do appreciate that. I do think, okay, I'm not gonna get into the beta male thing. I do think it is clear that Fresh and Fit, that yes, most of their life they probably were pretty lame, and they became successful, and now they got money and girls around them, and that's kind of how the world works in a lot of places. For a lot of other men, they, be probably kind of square. They become successful. They either start a business, finish school, get a degree, become successful, make a lot of money. You make a lot of money, you get to go places and do things and get access to things you otherwise wouldn't have. So there's that. Like, Dane C, you being a little over the top with the, you didn't read my super chat. I mean, I haven't even made it past the ones that was in front of me. Like, relax, bro. God damn. Give me a chance. I wanted to get the ones that was in front of me out the way, and then I was going to try to circle back up to yours. And watch it. I'm doing all this to try to find this super chat, and all I was going to say is hi. This is what Black American women should be. All right, here it is. He says, "Salute, Bernard. Once again, another chapter in goofball legacy of Fresh and Fit. Now their kick them out strategy has backfired against them." Not really. I mean, they tried to kick her out. She had a goon that was said, "Nah, she ain't going nowhere," and Myron backed down. And then and then she just said, "Okay, I'm leaving." That was that was she basically was like, "I'm about to wild out. I'm about to show out on your show, and about to wild out, about to show out on your show. You tried to put me out. I didn't leave, but then once you give up and stop trying to put me out, now I'm gonna leave." Like that's what happened. Like that's what happened. But I won't say it necessarily like it backfired on them. No, it was just a goon there who wasn't going, and they had to make a decision. They had to make a decision on what they were going to do with that information. Okay, I see you sent me something. Homeboy, you sent a lot of super chats whose name I can't forget because I'm a little off. I see what you tried to send me. I just read it. It says, I don't even like Asian Dow and know she should have been treated with respect on that podcast. I really don't blame her for leaving. What the hell? And then Asian Dow responded to this chick and said, shut your fat ass up. Damn. So one thing that you sent me is kind of blocked out. The one thing you sent me is kind of blocked out. It's like I can't see what it is. So I can't even oh dude, you sent screenshots, which would have sent me like right to all right. Yeah, these are just random screenshots. I thought it was something else. I thought you were sending like the official thing or something that she sent. Okay. I clicked on it. I didn't get what I thought it was. It was all right. It was all right. All right. All right, moving on to this stuff here. I said all I had to say about the first thing. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button.
App called Black. Oh, it's funny. I never used that one, bro. But hey, man.
I mean, hey, bro, if you want to date a bunch of Shaniquas, go for it, man.
LaQuisha.
Yeah, like me and Fresh aren't really down with the brown like that.
Man.
We ain't night riders.
Nah,
so
bro, I'm good.
Sometimes if they're red bone, but like in general, me and Fresh don't dabble in the dark. If you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
Okay. So last one, guys.
Final round.
Now we're not going to mention names for certain reasons, right?
Yes.
For a bunch of legal implications. But if you guys are in our community, we talk about.
It's funny. I never used that one, bro.
What about the black dating app called Black?
Oh, it's funny. I never used that one, bro. But hey, man.
I mean, hey, bro, if you want to date a bunch of Shaniquas, go for it, man.
LaQuisha.
Yeah, like me and Fresh aren't really down with the brown like that.
Man.
We ain't night riders.
Nah,
so
bro, I'm good.
Sometimes if they're red bone, but like in general, me and Fresh don't dabble in the dark. If you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
Okay. So.
All right. Listening to what they said right there. I'm sorry. I can't. Nothing was horribly wrong with what they said. Let me just go ahead and say that. Nothing was horribly wrong with what they said. Now, the going to Black, the dating app Black. He said you want to date a bunch of Shaniquas. Okay. All right. That's an insult. That's a jab. And it is a joke. It is a joke to say there's a bunch of Shaniquas on there. But at the end of the day, that is a joke, but it's a jab. Okay. He said something offensive to Black women. Okay. I don't view that as a state of emergency. I don't view that as something that that sword and shield need to be raised in the name in defense. He basically said that he basically said the same thing that a lot of us say. We don't like ghetto ratchet Black women. Okay. Now you could argue that the implication there is that you could argue that what was implied in what he said is that they're all like that. But when you're joking and calling them Shaniquas, clearly, whenever you're making a joke, whenever you're being provocative and you're saying you're going to generalize and it's going to come off in a awe tone that's going to cause people to be like, well, not all Black women aren't like that. Why would you say all? Like, I get it. But at the end of the day, he's talking about the same stuff that a lot of us talk about in this space. A lot of those actions and behaviors and all of that. Yeah, we don't mess with that. We don't, like, come on. Like what they talking about and what they joking about, I don't fool with that. Now, now, Sam, what do you say? They don't dabble in the dark. I forgot how he worded it. Let me replay a part of that. Let me replay a part of that real quick. Hold on.
Yep.
Okay, so last one, guys.
Final round.
Now we're not going to mention names for certain reasons, right?
Yes.
For a bunch of legal implications. But if you guys are in our community, we talk about.
It's funny. I never used that one, bro.
What about the black dating app called Black?
It's funny. I never used that one, bro. But hey, man.
I mean, hey, bro, if you want to date a bunch of Shaniquas, go for it, man.
LaQuisha.
Yeah, like me and Fresh aren't really down with the brown like that.
Man.
We ain't night riders.
Nah,
so
Night Riders.
Sometimes if they're red bone, but like
All right, that was a statement. We ain't down with the brown like that. We're not night riders. Okay. All right. All right. Now, Fresh has been guilty. Somebody else pointed out this in the chat. I don't have that exact clip. Where Fresh was guilty of generalizing, saying, nah, he don't like loud ratchet. When they asked him somebody, this is another clip that didn't get resurfaced, but they asked him something about black women, and he basically said something like, no, he don't like loud, ratchet women. Like, I don't either. Like, I don't either. I'm with a dark-skinned black woman. I don't like loud, ratchet black women. Okay? So it's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with saying that, with acknowledging that. Again, the only problem is that they said it in a very shorthanded way that just reeked of they're all like that, so I don't mess with none of them. That's what Perfect Blackness comment came off as. But Perfect Blackness, his comment, he basically said, basically it's a needle in a haystack. Again, that's his perspective, that's his view. Then that's cool. That's cool. And Stewart says no one likes loud ratchets. Come on. I mean, again, yeah, that's the point. For me, that's the point. I don't like loud ratchet chicks. Nobody likes loud ratchet chicks. We all don't like loud ratchet chicks. It is nothing wrong with somebody saying the statement that I've made. Again, I word stuff carefully to make sure that when people try to come at me, that I have an airtight argument that they can't refute, and I have an airtight argument that I can prove. That, yeah, when it comes to being loud and ratchet, we have a higher concentration of those. When you're talking about American black women, we have a higher concentration of it. All right, that just is what it is. It's more of them like that. That's what we're dealing with in Black America. All right, a lot of them are loud, and they proud about being loud, and they brag on it. They brag on being hard to deal with and hard to handle. They triumphantly wear that badge, that honor, that crown. You got to be able to handle me. Like, so we can't pretend like we don't know what's being discussed there. So at the end of the day, once we acknowledge that part right there, then the only thing we're doing is nitpicking because they didn't say some. They didn't say most. They didn't say a relatively high percentage as compared to other women of other groups. Like, and that's just, to me, that's nitpicky. Shout out to everybody who's supporting the stream. If you're new here, subscribe. Fawcett Media in the building. He says, what you think about the women online going after their Patreon only weeks after the copyright fiasco? I don't know what you mean by women online going after their Patreon. Shout out to Sweet Melody Speaks in the building. Appreciate the super chat. I think I read this one. He said, "BR, all these YouTubers are butthurt about the Chirac Asian wannabe. She was rude and disrespectful. Most of the black women are normally rude and disrespectful." Can we acknowledge one other thing? That those two events are completely unrelated and unconnected to each other. Can we acknowledge that apparently, because they had that fallout where I can't even say they kicked Asian Doll off the show. They tried to kick her off. The simp goon enforcer said, no, she ain't leaving. So then she got to stay. And after she got to stay, and then they tried to resume the show, she was like, no, I can't let things get back orderly. So now I'm leaving. It was so that's the craziest part about it all. They tried to kick her off. She didn't leave. When they gave up, then she got up and left. She was like, no, it's going to be a fight, or I'm going to. It's like, goddamn. But shout out to Toriel Boxley. Yeah, she was rude and disrespectful, and most of the black women are normally rude and disrespectful. Like, I mean, yeah. Shout out to you. Appreciate the super chat. All right, let me see where we at. I saw Sweet Melody. I saw Fawcett Media. Shout out to, I gotta acknowledge all of them. He says, what about the black women that say they don't date white dudes? What about them? You said, what about the black women that say they don't date? You mean the ones that say they don't date black dudes? So what? That's my response to that. If that's what you mean, if you're the ones who say they don't date white dudes, I don't even know how that's even relevant to the conversation. But if you say, what about the black women that say they don't date black dudes? Yes, those ones exist, and I don't care. There's always going to be a percentage of people that's going to date outside their race, and it is what it is. They ain't seen the building. He says Myron went raw dog in a black Insta model in 2020. She was a red bone though. She was a red bone though. But no, that's what it was. I mean, I was gonna circle back to that. He said they don't dabble in the dark arts or whatever they said. They're not night riders. But then he said they will mess with some red bones. He would the chick that he who I don't believe she was pregnant for 1 second. I think that was all a made up lie. But the chick that he was having sex with, yeah, that was a brown, borderline light skin, borderline. Well, probably I put her more on the brown skin side of things. She was more brown skin than light skin. So yeah, I mean, that right there already explains quite a bit. That already explains quite a bit. I mean, they don't got all those women in there, attractive women of all different hues in there, and like they ain't got it like that to where they just gonna turn down. They just gonna kick an attractive black woman out their bed. I mean, come on. I mean, they just no. So I don't even buy that aspect of it. Peter B in the building, he says it's the same as women saying they don't like broke men. Yeah, no, agreed. And that goes back to a comment that Myron basically said about preferences. And I get the whole preference argument. I get it. Like, I mean, people got their preferences. It is what it is. Perfect Blackness in the building. He says, true, not all black American women are loud and ratchet. The problem is that 95%. I don't think the percentage is that high, but it is too damn high. I don't even know where I would put the percentage at, but it's too damn high. So that's the part where we can touch and agree on. It is too goddamn high. Larry Legend in the building. He said his statement made it about color, not behavior, but I did chuckle, LOL. And that's where I'm at with it. I'm glad you said that, because that brought me back to what I like to talk about. Because whenever I'm talking about black women, I am talking about behaviors. Whenever I'm talking about anybody, I am talking about behaviors. It is more about behaviors than what it is about skin color. And I would rather have a serious conversation about culture than about color. I'd rather have a serious conversation about culture. Theo Wife in the building. He says, I haven't met one ratchet here in Brazil. Plenty of dark-skinned women who act feminine, friendly, kind, etc. Wife materials. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. That goes back to what I said about culture. He says they need no night riders t-shirts. My convinced person in the building, he says, name me the time when a black woman has been canceled, shamed, etc. for their preferences. Never. Good show, BR. Absolutely, absolutely. F Holiday in the building, he says, is a red bone a sun? Is a red bone a sunrise rider or a sunset rider? Good question. Good question. David in the building says, the worldview of Fresh and Fit is what Kevin Samuels is trying to communicate to black women on his show. That is true. That is true. This is a microcosm of how men abroad view Western black women's ethnic image. Being mad isn't going to change it either. True statements there. True statements there. Wizard X in the building, he said they need to stop letting pookies on, especially from the entertainment industry. When they get mad, they spaz out. It ruins the quality of the show. I don't know. I can't say that because they want that aspect of the show. You can't get around that they want that aspect of the show. Either they putting out white women, whether they putting out some racially ambiguous women, whatever it is that they putting out, whoever they putting out, however they putting them out, they want women to come on there and get put out. They want that. Like that much can't be denied. They literally want that to happen. So no, I wouldn't even go there. I wouldn't even go there and say it ruins the quality of the show, because that's exactly what they want. Sweet Melody Speaks says, I don't mind people having their preference, but don't be mean to your non-preference. And I do agree, lots of black women have nasty attitudes. But see, the thing is, I don't think they were necessarily just being mean to their non-preference. I think they were asked a question through Super Chat. Do they go to that website, that dating app Black? And they said no. Why? Because they don't do the night riding. They don't dabble in the dark arts. They don't. They that's what they said. And they threw in a joke about Shaniqua's and Letitia's and whatever. And that was that. But at the end of the day, they stated their preference, and it is what it is. I don't beat people up about what they preference. I mean, I understand it's going to be a percentage of people that are going to do what they're going to do. In this racially mixed country, there's going to be a percentage of people that are going to date out and marry out, and it is what it is. Like it just gets goofy when we start trying to argue or sell something to somebody that they really don't want in an open free market where they could do what they want. Toriel Boxley in the building, he says, bro, Dane, you funny. What's your preferences? What's your preferences? Is it a crime to only want what you want? I prefer women not heavier than me. I like to be able to carry my women out of a burning building. Right on, right on. Asian Fit in all caps says, if colorism was the case, then he shouldn't want to date those same red bones. If Myron really had self-hate, see, that self-hatred thing is nonsense. If Myron really had self-hatred, he would want dark skin because his baby mom was light skin. Myron don't have kids, as far as I know. You mean the chick that he allegedly got pregnant? So I don't know what you mean by his baby mom was light skinned. But all right. But to me, it's crazy how those two things was completely unconnected. They put out a ratchet rapper, and then people just went digging through the archives to let's see if what else they've said about black women. It's like, that's crazy. Like, that's crazy. It's crazy that that even happened and went down like that. And a lot of people sending me a lot of stuff on Instagram, and I kind of don't like when, well, no, okay. Kind of don't like when people send me stuff when I'm live on the air, but no, I not take that back. I do like it. I do like it.
We got guys, no side conversations, please.
Oh wait, hold on. I don't mean.
Stop. Let me get this. All right, so we got guys.
Got another Instagram. It's cool though.
Wait, hold up. I'm not where I'm trying to be here. Give me a second.
Stop. Let me get this. All right, so we got
Another Instagram. It's cool though.
When it comes to dating and your personal preferences,
It's
no
an
one
issue.
bats an eye. When women say I want a man that's 6 feet tall, makes a certain amount of money, blah, 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 those are considered preferences. But if I say, hey, man, I don't date black girls like that. Oh, God.
You hate black women.
How dare you?
You know what I'm saying? It's
Son,
ridiculous.
My mom's black. Your mom's black.
Yeah.
My sister's black. Like, bro, we just have a preference.
If we hated black women, would we bring African American women and black women on the show?
Okay, but
all the time.
the question.
Let me finish.
Okay.
We would
please.
not if we had an issue with them. Our dating preferences are our preferences. Just like you have the prerogative as a woman to date a man that makes a certain amount of money, a height, income, whatever it is, no one bats an eye. We are free to choose who we want to hook up with and date. Like, what the hell? Like, there's nothing wrong with having preferences. When it comes to dating and your personal preferences,
It's
no
an
one
issue.
bats an eye. When women say I want a man that's 6 feet tall, makes a certain amount of money, blah, 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 those are considered preferences. But if I say, hey, man, I don't date black girls like that. Oh, God.
You hate black women.
How dare you?
He's right about that. He's right about that. And I don't think too many people could deny the legitimacy of that statement. The only thing that people can say is that, okay, you don't date them, you don't prefer them, but just don't insult them in the process. Just don't insult them. Like if their whole show was about I don't date black women and I'm just out here to insult them, like, then I would understand, like, okay, this is I can understand somebody saying that, okay, this is getting a little ridiculous. They don't talk about women regular. They don't talk about black women regularly. Most of the time when they're talking about women, they say women. They say women. And when they say women, they tend to generally speak about all women from a general perspective. You know, women aren't as good at problem solving. Women are more emotional. Women are more this. Women are more that. They normally say women. Okay. Somebody asked them something specifically about black women, and then they specifically gave their opinion. They asked it, they got it. It's really that simple. So for that reason, to me, not a big deal. Just not a big deal. Says, you men are blinded. How so? How so? I'll put the link in the chat. Come up and defend your position. Come up and defend your position on whatever it is you think we blinded on. The link is in the chat. And forgive me because I'm trying to take care of something in the background. Trying to take care of something, but the link is in the chat. If you disagree with something I said, you can come up and defend your position. All are welcome. What in the hell is going on? My bad. Yeah, I had to do something behind the scenes. We got Agent Fit up here who was going ham in the chat room. So I'm gonna go to you in a second. Give me one moment here. F Holiday in the building. He says that Knight Rider term hit a lot of divestors, but they'll never tell the story of Brad that turned them down with it. Shout out to F Holiday. That Knight Rider, that was funny. That part can't be denied. He said, "Where's the outrage for Cynthia G?" And I don't even know who cries Logic. That's a person. I don't even know who that is. But listen, we talked about that at the beginning of the show. That somebody commented it, so I responded to it. But it goes without saying that Cynthia G is on the Shade Room's radar. Her statement about aborting black male babies, it's no doubt that they heard that. Like, if that's an outrage headline grabber, then their state. I mean, if my Fresh and Fit statement about not dating black women was a headline grabber, then obviously aborting black babies is a headline grabber, eye catcher as well. So yeah, so absolutely. So they ignore that, but then post the other one. But we got what is here? What is this next? It's Alicia Sinclair. She said, "Men are lost. I will give you opportunity to defend your position."
Hello?
You got the mic. Yeah, you got it.
Okay, like you just said, that if they have their preferences, then they should keep it as that. Why are you down talking black women? That is my whole issue.
Well, I'll tell you exactly what happened. They do a show. It's like, I don't know, let's say about 5,000 men watching. One of them asked them the question, "Do you go to the dating app Black?" And they gave their response in an entertaining, comical way. So you can't make it seem like they just came and just kicked down the door and took a crap on black women. No, they were asked and they answered.
No, they did kick down the door. All they could have said, "No, we do not frequent the app Black." But they want to say, if you want to date Shaniquas and whatever, what was the reasoning behind that? Why are you trying to steer men from dating black women? If you don't date them, that's fine. That's your preference. That's fine.
What's wrong? What's wrong with them in a comical way making a joke about it? How was that big of a deal?
It's degrading. They say the same thing about us women. They talk about Cynthia G, but they do the same thing. They have the same talking points.
How do they got the same talking points? They didn't say abort. They didn't say abort female babies. They didn't say kill female babies or they didn't they didn't call for genocide. They just said, "I don't put my penis in them," and they made a joke about some Shaniquas and Letitias. How was that the same as Cynthia G?
They say black women are ghetto. They don't listen. Whatever else Fresh said was uncalled for. It was stupid. But if we turn around to the same thing, they're crying.
Okay, all right.
And whining.
So saying black women are ghetto and don't listen, is the same as calling for the murder of black male babies in the womb.
No, I'm not talking about Cynthia G. I'm talking about them. We're not Cynthia G. She has her own talking points.
Yeah, I know, but you brought her into the conversation when you said they're doing the same thing as Cynthia G. Did you not?
They are degrading black women, just like how they say she is degrading black men.
They do a show, and most of what they talk about, they don't mention black women. They always say women. Most of their critique of women is a critique of women, and a lot of it is social. Like a lot of the social programming that came from feminism and this whole thing with modern women and how modern women operate, and they're talking, they're basically just having the debate back and forth with women over, modern dating topics. Okay. You can't in any way, shape, or form say it's the same thing. I mean, you introduce Cynthia G into the conversation where her whole channel is literally about, just kicking dirt on black men, all the way to the point of saying abort black
But
male
Cynthia
babies.
raised a lot of good points. Black men can never say what they like about black women.
Here we go. We'll
She
say that again.
raises a lot of good points. Yes, I disagree with something she say, but she does raise a lot of good points.
Okay.
Most of these black men, they get on their platforms and they say black women this, that, but they can never say what they love about us. We're always online saying what we love about you, black men. Always. We're always on the front lines for y'all. Yes.
You just saw in the same video with Asian Dow, you just saw a black man putting the cape on for all her dysfunction. I haven't even made it to the part of the show when I talk about Joe Budden, who basically did the same thing that you're saying that black men don't do. The stuff that you're saying black men don't do, not only do they do it too much. They overdo it.
I don't think so. I don't think it's on the same level
even
as
in a
black
situation,
women.
hold on, even in a situation where a woman just showed literally the worst type of behavior, disrespectful men running a platform that makes like $200,000 a month. They running $1 million platform in their house in their place of business, and she went in there, disrespected, and talked over them. And the black male response to that, most of the black men are criticizing them for demanding respect on their $1 million platform that they built. Like, are
I
you
understand
serious?
that. I understand it's his platform. I don't disagree.
Like, out of all the things that black women need, getting their ass kissed more is not one of them. Like, y'all get come on, like that. Like, what are you talking about?
I'm not talking about how he runs his platform. He has the right to kick whoever out. It's his podcast, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But I've watched many of their podcasts. The way they treat black women versus the other women are completely different. And versus how they treat the men are completely different. He lets some of the men, I guess, over talk, have side conversations. But as soon as a woman on the panel does it, he loses his shit. You can't tell me I'm lying.
Yes, I can.
They said Kodak was on his phone the whole podcast, and he
Okay.
said nothing to him.
That part I don't know about. I didn't see when Kodak was on there, so that part I can legitimately say I don't know. One thing that I will say is that on that show that those men built, the women, yeah, they're the props, and demanding. And then this is a show where they teach men how were they talking about? They're talking about dating.
Your chat is ridiculous. I'm not chasing. I'm here having.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you
with you?
Stop! Hold on. Are you talking to me? Or are you talking to the chat room? What just happened? Hold on. Wait, I muted you. Hold on. Did you just interrupt me to talk to the chat room?
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me rest in my feminine.
Did you just do the same bullshit that we talking about? Did you just?
I apologize.
Here you are, guilty as hell, criticizing those men for how they handle women on their show, and you just came up and did the same shit in a different way. You're gonna interrupt me when I'm talking on my show to argue with the chat room. That's the same shit that she did that got kicked off the show, that made y'all go digging through their archives to pull up whatever y'all could to try to find a moment where they said something about black women so y'all can say, see, they hate black women. No, they criticize that bad behavior. When that bad behavior happened with white women, black women, or whatever women, those women get put out all the same, and you know it. So come on.
No, they don't.
They do that.
When I watch a white woman
find
pour her liquor on his equipment, all the other times they kick out black women, they're like, it's always the black girls. It's always the black girls.
That's nonsense. I mean, I don't have it set and ready to go. This would have been nice to pull up a montage of every woman that they kicked out, and also pull up a montage of women who got out of pocket that if they were like you would say, if they were black, they would have got kicked out. I think they've kicked white women out. I would damn near say faster, because there was times where they've kicked some white women out, and I was like, okay, she did something, but she didn't really do nothing. Like they wanted to kick somebody out for the show. It was times when I've seen them do that. Exactly. But every race gets it when it comes to that. Every race gets it comes to that. You climbing up on the cross to just be a victim right now.
No, it's not to be a victim. It's what I've noticed.
I don't even. I bet you don't even watch the show that much.
I do. I actually watch the show. My friend introduced me to them, and as soon as I watched the show, I peeped their energy right off the top, and I watched their show all the way through. It's long. It's tedious.
Yeah, it is a long tedious show, and but somebody who watches the show, I mean, again, we can't confirm it empirically, but he's saying there, he's saying what I naturally perceived is that overall they probably have kicked off more white women than black women, but the ones who have really wilded out and got violent, most of those have been black women. I don't think a white chick ever got violent on there, but they have got kicked out. I'm like,
a white woman.
They kick white women
out. A white woman poured her liquor out on his equipment.
Oh, and they just set her down and just went on talking about relationships.
No, they didn't say it's always the white women destroying equipment. But as soon as a black girl do something, it's always the black girls. It's always the black girls.
Okay. I didn't see that. I don't know if that's true, but there is a such thing as an ethnic reputation and a confirmation bias that can come with that. I'll reach across the aisle and grant you that point, that sometimes, yes, there can be a confirmation bias. If one group has a reputation, hold on. If one group has a reputation of doing something more, when you see them do it, it jumps out more. But the reason that they gained that reputation of doing that something more is because guess what? They do it more. That's how they got the reputation of it. So it's you're in a situation where you're complaining about the ethnic reputation, but the reputation, I mean, come on, it was earned. Y'all are black women boast and brag about being hard to deal with and hard to handle.
You are correct, but every group has their ways. But when a Hispanic girl does it, they call it spicy.
Oh, bullshit.
No, that is the truth. That is the truth.
That is bullshit. See, now you're doing. No, listen. No, what you're doing is you're conflating a few things. There is a such thing like they got the little title, the little tag, spicy Latina.
Exactly. For
but
doing
if
the
it
same behavior,
no, it don't get called spicy if it get all the way to the point to where she done got violent with you. That's when it gets from spicy to assault. Spicy is just no.
You're being disingenuous.
I'm not.
They call it spicy.
It is a such thing as spicy, and I hear black men say all the time, "Ooh, I like them feisty." They be talking about
when they're cussing them out, slapping them upside their head, they
bullshit.
Call it spicy.
See that's where you hold on. That's where you get into the point of you crossing over to the bullshit realm. It's one thing to say for a dude to be like, and black dudes. Hold on. Black dudes say this all the time, referring to black women, and I don't like it. I wish that black men wouldn't say this, but they all stop it. Black men will say this all the time when it comes to black women. They will say, "Oh, I like them feisty. I like a feisty chick." They will say stuff like that, and that's them saying that they like a chick feisty. That's sort of the same thing as that spicy Latina. Some dudes like a chick that do get a little aggressive because they like to subdue them women and then make them get feminine. They like to see the contrast when they just go ahead and say it. They like to see the contrast when they having sex with that woman who's a little spicy and attitudey. Like that's a different thing from calling out full-blown dysfunction. A chick that's showing some full-blown dysfunction who happens to be Latina, that she's left the realm of spicy. So what you're doing is you're trying to conflate the two things. Utter dysfunction and getting violent, that's not spicy. But being a little fiery and passionate, okay, then there's some dudes that like that shit. I don't understand it. I don't like. But
what do they call black women who are fiery and passionate? What do they call them?
I just explained it. They say, you hear dudes saying that, shoot, ooh, I like a feisty woman. You hear stuff like that all the time.
No, they call us combative.
No, they call you combative when you combative. They call you disrespectful when you're disrespectful. Like, we know the difference. A dude who like feisty women know the difference between a chick who's just a little vicious with the tongue, and then you go back at her, and then y'all kind of go at it a little bit, and y'all end up fucking later off the intensity that y'all built up earlier. We know the difference between that than an outright disrespectful bitch. Don't talk to us like we stupid, like we don't know the difference.
I'm gonna agree to disagree.
All right. That's cool. Thank you. You came up and defend your position. That's more than what most do. I greatly appreciate you coming up.
I
come
do that
again.
because I
Mhm.
do love our culture. I'm
Mhm.
South American. I love our culture, and it saddens me to come from South America and see how American black men treat their women.
You said it saddens you to see how American black men treat their women.
Yes.
Okay. What's I don't even want to go back down another rabbit hole.
Well,
I don't even
thank
want to go
you.
back down another rabbit hole. I was about to ask you how do we treat our women from your perspective?
You see it on these
but
platforms.
oh my goodness, see, it's the fact that you no. All right, I'm gonna drop you. That's a
Thank
whole
you.
nother rabbit hole. That's a whole nother rabbit hole. But all right, no, thank you for coming up to defend your position. Thank you for coming up to defend your position. I appreciate it. All right, we got Agent Fit in the building. You was going ham in the chat room. So you know you got a lot to say, a lot to add to this. So go ahead. You got the floor, you got the mic. Oh damn, now you ain't ready. Agent Fit going once. Oh no, it looked like you unmuted yourself. You ready? Come on, man. You sent like 7 super chats and had a lot to say. So I did want to get your opinion and perspective. I see a lot of people send super chats. I will get to all of those. I will get to them, but I really wanted to hear what Agent Fit had to say. So just stand by. I'm going to bring up Pablo. But Agent Fit, I do want to get you back in here. But my man Pablo in the building. Go ahead. You got the floor.
What's going on, Bernard?
How about them spicy Latinas for you, Pablo?
Bruh. Hey, now she forgot to mention that Latinas also have a reputation for carrying blade weapons with their spiciness.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah. They'll quote unquote cut you. Yeah.
I thought chicks ain't been cutting each other up since like the late 80s, early 90s. I thought that went out then.
No. That's a real thing.
They still carrying blades. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Latinas are known for carrying a blade weapon in case Poppy get out of pocket.
See, that's why I don't care whether we call it spicy, feisty, whatever. I don't like to be on that line. Like some dudes like that, where they like that. They like I said, they like to see that contrast. They like to see that chick get a little mouthy, and then that just and then later on that night when they tame her, like talk that shit now, huh? Talk that like that. Some dudes into that, But
Now,
I don't even like to play on that edge with a chick all amped up with me all day. Forget that. No.
In general, it takes Latinas a little longer to get to that point because they're very passionate about being in the relationship. That's kind of the difference. But when they get there, it's multiple times more volatile than a sister. So that's the flip side. But I want to ask this question. If your female guest is in the back chat, that would be nice. I would like her to possibly answer this question for me.
Well, just throw it out there and we'll bounce it around. She not here, but go ahead and just throw it out there.
Do Black American women talk shit about broke short men? Insulting them. Short, they broke, they ain't got no money, and this and that. Do they do that?
Yeah.
Here, let's think about it. The answer is yes. Yes.
I thought
Pablo has updated his studios.
That sounded like you was playing it though.
Oh no, it's a sample.
Okay. It sounded like you was literally on the keys dropping that. But okay.
So
Agent Fit, you up next, man. I tried to bring you up and then you wouldn't work, and I see you down in the chat, so you are active. So I was gonna bring you up next. But go ahead, Pablo.
Yeah, so the answer is yes. They insult black men all the time about that have the qualities they don't want. I don't want no scrubs. Hanging out the side of a best friend's ride in the passenger side. I think you better call Tyrone. Call him.
Goddamn.
So they insult black
you hit
men.
all them notes. Go ahead.
They insult black men all the time. All the time. Listen, there's no EEOC of dating. Shouts out to Obsidian.
Yeah.
A penis does not care about your personal insults, feelings, hurt feelings, your emotional baggage, your lack of self-esteem. If they don't want to be Night Riders, there's nothing you can do to change it. Nothing. No shaming tactic, no protestations, no, but just don't talk bad about, just don't insult us. No, people generally insult what they don't like. That's just human nature. I'm sorry. It doesn't bother me that swirlers and divestors say the crap that they say. I just don't have the energy to devote to it because, first of all, my self-esteem doesn't even allow me to go over there and listen to them.
Right.
So I don't get upset about it because I know it doesn't apply to me. You understand? So I don't get in a. I don't.
Wait,
get
hold on 1 sec, Pablo. Well, Pablo, go ahead and finish your plan. I got to step away for literally like 15 seconds. Hold on. Go ahead.
So I try to carry the show while you're gone. So I don't get my boxers in a bunch because some divester black woman says, "Oh, you black men are broke and y'all ain't got no jobs and got a bunch of baby mamas and all that." Because none of that stuff applies to me. My energy is wasted energy trying to respond to them. It's best I just go on and go along with the things that I like. You cannot shame me or try to cajole me into wanting to date American black women. Pablo about these Latinas. And yes, he's going to give preferential treatment to Latinas. Yes, baby mamas and all. Baby mamas and all. Pablo gonna ride with these Latina baby mamas, Consuela, and all 5 of her bastard kids.
Whoa, hold on. What I walk back into? I'll let you take the reins, and you talking about riding with Latina baby mamas and all 5 kids? Like what?
Yeah, all of them. Yep. And you could be single, childless, and not look like Gabrielle Union and what's that girl? All of them. Yeah, all of them. I don't want them. I don't want them. You know why? Because Pablo is about them Latinas. He about that culture. He about that arroz con pollo. He about that plantano maduro. He about salsa and bachata. I'm about that life. I'm about that culture. So it doesn't matter how many baby daddies they got for me. It really doesn't.
Hey,
I done told you. Pablo's standing on his square. Pablo is about what Pablo is about, and you can't change it. You can't shame me out of it. You can't cajole me out of it. You can't red pill and manosphere me out of it. I'm on it. I'm on that shit. They ain't in the dark. Guess what? I'm in these red beans. I'm in these beans and chicken and plantains. I'm on this.
All right.
And salsa dancing. I'm out.
All right, Pablo. Pablo ain't playing around with y'all today. Pablo said he's standing in it. But all right, we got all right, man. I stepped away. Something happened. I don't know what. Some I had to go take care of something. A little small issue I had to go take care of. I came back. Pablo's talking about Latina baby mamas. But Agent Fit, are you back with us, man?
Yeah, you can me? Hello?
Yo, I can hear you. I can hear you. Go ahead. You got the floor.
All right.
You got the mic.
I just got a couple points. Now, I do watch Fresh and Fit content, but I will not be biased or nothing like that. So I'm gonna keep it completely neutral on it. So a lot of people complain on how Myron's run the show, which is pretty funny because he's like, he's very hard. You can tell by his law enforcement background that he's, them type of niggas. They're gonna be hard on. They very strict on some certain shit. So Asian Doll, right, came late. That shit is inexcusable. I don't know why the rappers are niggas hyping that up. She asked anyways, if you're being honest. But she came late and then she said something she didn't know nothing about. So Myron was like, bro, I'm not even mean. She just was talking damn near the whole show. And the girl apologized too. The girl that knew she was wrong, the girl that kept on talking, had a little side conversation, she knew she was wrong as hell. So then Asian Doll started getting disrespectful. So, it's a lose-lose situation. If Myron was to took that, right, and Asian Doll would have said, nigga, I'll do what the fuck I want. Hey, Myron took that, he would look like a bitch. And if he tried to correct that, he still look like a bitch. So what the fuck he's gonna do? Sit there, nigga? You gotta do something. Yeah. That's the only power he has. It's a lose-lose situation. Because I talked to Fresh, I talked to him in the DMs, but he told me what's going on in the background. Turns out the manager had an entourage and he was trying to diffuse the situation. That's what they were saying. That's why he was telling them chill. I don't think it was the check per se, right? I don't think it was the check, but he said that chill, bro. She don't gotta leave. I don't think it was the. So that's that. When Myron got up, people were saying he went to go grab his gun. We found out later from the producers that he went to go pee and he came back and she was gone. So that's what happened. He didn't went to go grab no gun or nothing. And Chris also has a gun too. So he wouldn't
have been wrong if that's what he got up to go do.
Yeah.
I don't think he would have been wrong. Far as what you're saying about the manager trying to diffuse the situation, I mean, I understand where you're trying to go with it, but it looked like he was running interference for the fuckery. Yeah. And to say that she don't have to leave, I mean, it wasn't like, okay, if he would have said, "Hey, bro, you ain't got to put her out, man. Let's everybody just chill. Let's that ain't what I heard. I heard him saying, "Nah, she ain't got to go." That was so. It's a difference between it's a difference between you don't have to put her out and she don't got to leave.
Yeah,
that's basically saying that's pushing back against what Myron said. So it was an aggressive move. And Myron, if he would have got up to grab the strap, he wouldn't have been wrong.
Yeah. What do you think he could have done in that situation? What if he pushed what if he said all them niggas get out? And then there's a huge altercation. Then what? He can't do shit about it.
Yeah.
I fuck with Fresh. Fresh is a cool dude, but we know that he can't really fight like that. So I mean, there's not much. The best to do is just try to diffuse the situation. Niggas you're not gonna shoot up the entire apartment over this little small shit. That the clip that went viral, it's not even viral material. They had way much worse shit. They kick bitches out for. Like this shit is not none serious or none so demeaning that oh shit, the whole internet is uproar. And another comment, I don't know why rappers are defending their black queens, where they dog the same black queens and rap about fucking the same black queens and throw them to the curb. It makes no sense. Now these niggas don't want to speak up for their black queens when they literally trash them on the internet daily. Joe Budden, the worst nigga. All his exes are light skinned and Latinas, bro. Now all of a sudden the black queens are his main priority. And there was a little something that he beat the same black queens that he's talking about. So I don't know. That's just my, you know what I'm saying? Joe Budden, he put on his super cape, went on top of the building to scour around the internet to try to get cool points back from black women. We all seen that shit. And the black woman ate that shit up like it was fucking rice, nigga. They ate that shit up so greatly. Yes, he's finally speaking up. Oh my God. Joe Budden's the president. They ate that shit up like it wasn't fucking shit, bro. So that's my stance on it. One more thing, people were mentioning Kodak, like for example, O'Shea Duke Jackson said, why didn't they have the same energy for Kodak? That situation aren't really comparable. Number one, Kodak came early, right? They had a conversation with him, so they allowed him to do that. If they're not, I don't think they will be as much cool as that. Even though he's a celebrity, celebrities, we won't be. No one can lie. They're gonna have to get away with a little bit more shit. They're celebrities, especially Kodak. Asian Doll and Kodak are not on the same level. She's not Beyonce level, or she's known as the industry cum bucket. We can't be like, can't claim her as she's the coldest rapper out here. She's not. So Kodak wasn't disrespectful to Myron. Kodak isn't the smartest person either.
Well, let me ask, what was Kodak doing? Was he like talking like I take it he wasn't doing a sidebar conversation thing, or was
he was on the phone and he had fucking little lemur or monkey or some shit. He asked girls to suck the monkey dick. He was saying some dumb shit, but what you expected a high intelligent conversation from Kodak Black, nigga? No. Damn near all his interviews he looked drugged out. He looked very retarded, but it's Kodak. Yeah. So as long as he's a music artist, niggas gonna accept that shit. So they had to. Plus, that situation was different again because it was a 1 hour podcast. They usually go for 3 hours, 4 hours, 2 hours, shit like that. And it was Fresh's birthday. So those situations aren't really comparable. That nigga let it slide for Fresh's birthday and his Fresh guest. So you can't really, I'm saying, all right, just go ahead. He was smoking and shit too. So, and that's that situation. Another thing, the self-hatred fucking comment is single-handedly the most dumbest shit I've ever heard, bro. Like, how do you... Byron, right? If they try to put the same like connotation that he hates himself or his skin color, the mere fact that he said he would date Redbones wouldn't lead up to the fact that because she's light skinned more than brown skin. If we're being honest, she's mainly light skinned, and what she was doing on the internet, bro, she was going crazy, talking about how she's pregnant, shit like that. She didn't say she raped him. That's one thing. People swear trying to run off with that. She there's a phone recording of that, literally saying that I didn't tell the internet you raped me. You did not rape me. It was consensual sex. That's the one thing I want to clear up. People are trying to run off with that. That's incorrect. Are you serious, my brother?
Yeah.
So and that's true.
Yeah. No, you said a lot of good stuff. The one thing I've never understood is that when people get charged up with having self-hate like that, I'll never understand it. To me, that just doesn't logically follow. Right. If a man is Asian and he's more attracted to Mexican women than what he's attracted to Asian women, I don't know how that means he hates himself. That just means he likes these women. He's physically attracted to these women. So that's where it just gets goofy. It never that argument never lands or never makes sense to me. So I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't think the manosphere or even Fresh Offense should take the shade room comment seriously. It's a cesspool of like single mothers and black women that it's just basically living delusion. And the lady that was previously on this, she has to be honest with ours. So we all, even the black dudes, so we all have to be honest. There's a lot of hood niggas that do a lot of dumb shit. No one should be looking up to no rappers. No one should look up to nobody really, but no one should be looking, especially celebrities are the worst example anyone should ever come up. Don't look at rappers because they make dumb choices all the time. Don't look at a Cardi B or some shit or none of that. They make very stupid decisions that I don't think those should be like people that you're supposed to be hitting. She said that they target black women. The lady that was on here before, they don't target black women. Nigga. Come on, my nigga. I've watched their shit for a long time. Right? They don't target black women. You know what's funny? Last night they had a podcast where it was majority black women, and that shit was the smoothest sailing podcast ever. They had one before, they were talking about black issues and things like that. It was the smoothest sailing podcast because no one was disrespectful, no one was talking out of line, nigga. It was a chill, cool podcast, right? You was talking about a little different shit. They don't target black women, bro. Like that's really stupid. That's what I have to say. And we don't. Last thing, we don't that spicy shit for Mexican, but we know what spicy is and what's disrespectful, my nigga. We not for to let girls beat on us on purpose and throw us and stab us and shit. There's a lot of I seen the story of a man that his girlfriend stabbed him or some shit. He went back to her, dumbest shit ever. Niggas know what's disrespectful and what's assault, and they should step away from that. I don't know what's the problem is. They should really step away from that. It's not cool. It's not. Oh my gosh, he's toxic. It turns me on. That's weird. Weird as fuck.
Yeah. But all right, man. Good stuff. I really appreciate you coming on through and appreciate all the super chats and everything. You was definitely helping drive the conversation from the chat room. So I did have to let you come up and have you say, no doubt.
And Asian doll, bro, the tweets, she was on fire like later before for some colorism tweets. I know you said there weren't that much of a proof, but she was talking.
I didn't really see.
I'm gonna read it like quote for quote.
Go ahead and do that. Just read it. Yeah.
All right, let me go to it real quick. Where is it at? I'm gonna read it right here. It says that see, it's a difference between brown skin and dark skin. Brown skin girls pretty. Don't nobody want no African ass dark skin bitch. That's from from the actual Asian doll account. She said, see, it's a difference between brown and dark skin. No one wants a dark skin African ass dark skin bitch. That's literally what she said. No bullshit.
Damn.
I wish I could. Can I like share it? I'm not lying.
Hey, hold on. No. I hold on. Wait, I got it. Give me a second.
Because people gonna swear I'm lying.
No, he ain't lying. I see it. I didn't scroll up far enough to see that you had sent me that. I didn't scroll up far enough. I missed that one. Oh, they doing that goofy stuff where I can't make it bigger. I think that's big as it's gonna get.
Yeah.
Or maybe if I do like, okay, there it is. As big as it's gonna get. But yeah, she says, see, it's the difference between brown skin and dark skin. Brown skin girls pretty. Don't nobody want no African ass dark skin bitch. Like, wow. Wow.
And that's a hilarious thing. That's the thing with Shade Room, bro. Someone found an unrelated old podcast clip when someone super chatted a question and asked if they would date, and then no one would bring up this tweet at all because they don't care at all. They always bring up like what men would do, and even though it's funny because Shade Room posted that how many times they posted recorrected the woman that was speaking, like, or side conversations, and an entire comment section was like, they don't care. They pick and choose what they want to hear, and they don't really give a shit. As long as it's a woman, bro, a black woman at that, they're gonna suck her meat to the day they die. So that's all I have to say.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. But all right, man. Thanks for coming up, man.
Thanks for giving me the opportunity, bro.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, that's wild. Let's see. I'm about to try Dr. Doug.
Hey, can you hear me?
Hey, yes, I can hear you. What's up, man? What's going on?
Hey, how you doing, man? Good. Great show, man. Appreciate you doing this, man. Couple things. I'm not gonna take up too much time. The one thing the first thing I'll talk about with the young lady that came up, Miss Sinclair. There's a couple things that I found problematic with her. The first thing, the most glaring, was the fact that you could just tell she doesn't watch the content. She's literally cherry picking things from the Fresh and Fit podcast. All of the podcasts that she mentioned, I've seen every last one of those shows. I've watched the whole shows, and none of that, what she was saying about that was true. Even the notion about them targeting black women, saying that for their preferences and saying that they're trying to put down black women. They didn't even do that. They just said for them personally, they don't deal with black women. They never said anything that, in fact, they even told cats, if that's what you're into, go ahead. Knock yourself out. That's what you're into. Go ahead, knock yourself out. So that's that. So she's basically making arguments that, against things that they didn't say or even do. And then the other thing is that she mentioned the one podcast where the young lady, where she's comparing, where they put out the one sister that got she was out of control and was actually tearing up stuff. So Myron really had to kind of go at her. Plus she was slapping him. She was putting her hands on him. The one woman that poured the drink on the floor, that's the main thing that she did. Now, that was pretty reprobate, don't get me wrong, but that was the one thing, that was pretty much the only thing that she did. And then she just basically exited stage left. And but she didn't leave like arguing and trying to fight Chris and trying to fight Myron. She just got her stuff and left. She was basically, F you guys, I don't want to be here anyway, so I'm out. But before I leave, I'm gonna basically piss on your carpet. So then she poured like White Claw on the carpet, and so that's like the only thing she really did. This other girl was out of control, talking about Fab and Fit is Fresh and Fit, but she kept saying Fab and Fit, all that shit. I remember that shit like it was yesterday, man. Like she was out of control. She was slamming things down in the little kitchen area where Chris sits. and operates the tech stuff for the podcast. So that chick was out of control. Plus, she was putting her hands on Myron. And that's the thing people just keep like overlooking, the fact that she was putting her hands on him. And it was funny because he finally gave her 3 chances. And the last time he's like, if you do this again, I'm going to pick you up and I'm going to throw you the fuck out. And then she finally got it. She got it that he was serious and he would have put hands on her. Now, I agree with everything that you mentioned about the guy that was basically co-signing Asia Doll on the podcast from the other day. And it seemed like, and shout out to Asian Fitness for bringing a little more perspective from based on the management's information that he mentioned. That was interesting that he brought that up, because on its face, it did look like, you know what? Myron should just not press this issue anymore. Let's just move on and try to keep the conversation moving. And if it gets to a point where it's out of control, then I have to step up and do something. But for the most part, you know, you're right. It was a smart decision for them to just, you know what, let's just move on and try to deal with it, because it did seem like you had a sip and force a situation where it was just a zero-sum game for Myron, and there was nothing that good that was going to become of it. So shout out to you.
Sometimes you do have to just take the L.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but like let you in a situation. You and 2 of your friends out, and then something jump off, or something's potentially about to go down.
Right.
Let's just say it's 5 of them and it's 2 of y'all, and
right.
Somewhere in a like sometimes you just got to play it smart and take the L and live to fight another day, instead of trying to beat your chest and make sure that you stand your ground in every situation. Sometimes
that's right.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to swallow your pride, and so
that's right.
Listen, because if he would have, if the guy was like, when the guy said, "No, she don't got to go nowhere," if he would have said, "Bullshit, both of y'all getting,"
that's right.
Yeah. At that moment, there's no other way around it. Him and that guy are fighting, literally throwing blows. Live on the podcast. He's gonna lose his millionaire cash cow. Like he had it. That's the L you got to take.
And then what's Asian Dog gonna be doing? Sitting back there watching.
Yep, enjoying the show.
Sitting back there watching. Somebody ends up getting killed, just laying there lifeless. She's just sitting there watching. It's like that. I don't know if you ever saw this, where the one father went to pick up his son who wasn't even there at the house, and he got into a scuffle with the boyfriend, with the baby mama's boyfriend, and he pulled his rifle out, and then he slung him around, and he just put 2 in his chest, dropped him. I mean, just dropped dead instantly. And it was like one of those things where the chicks was just sitting there watching. They just watching it. Niggas just laying there lifeless, and they just watching. I actually shout out to Ramil Lamir, because that's actually how I first came across that. And it was just like, yeah, man, it just shows you, like, in those situations where men aren't valued, man, like they ain't worth a damn, And and shout out to you for like pointing out that whole, like, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, because if he doesn't take the L, he's a B, and if he takes the L, he's still a B. And it's just like, you just can't win for losing. Yeah, that's true. Can't win for losing.
All right, Dr. Doug, thanks for coming.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me up, man. Appreciate it. Keep doing what you're doing. Love your show, man. You're fantastic. You and Obsidian, shout out to you guys, man. Holding this thing down, man. Love you cats, man. Yeah.
All right, appreciate it. Don't think I forgot about y'all super chats. I did the little thing that you could do where you could star them, and so I can always make it back to him. Shout out to Ecapone. He said, told ya she chasing her tail. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Theo Waff in the building. He says, black men treat Brazilians here. Black men treat Brazilians here are beloved, cherished, and valuable women, because Brazilians are such. Aisha was ABW, no Latina whatsoever. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Native Rain in the building says, fresh and fit, cool as hell. People just be in their feelings and just want to hate. It do be a lot of hate that goes on. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff. I brought up that sugar baby situation. It's so much stuff where you could talk about them and be accurate on the times when they've been on some bull. There's no other way around that. But some of the stuff, people just be hating. It is what it is. A lot of people be just hating. People just want to hate on them. Folks take this ish way too serious. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Soul Provider in the building says, go back to the gym. I don't know who you're talking about right there, but thank you for the super chat. Soul Provider, do appreciate that. Dark Knight Mentality in the building. He says, see, when black women pretend that this archetype of black woman doesn't exist, or it's the same across other races, it's complete BS. Just be honest. You want black men to put up with your shit because they black. Period. Right on. Couldn't have said that better. Couldn't have said that better. Ian Simmons in the building. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. He says, at what point is there a point of diminishing returns? There are only so many times that you can kick women off of a podcast. Well, we will see diminishing returns when their views start diminishing. And a lot of their good shows, nobody gets kicked off, but it's always that possibility in the background of somebody possibly getting kicked off if they get out of pocket. But I don't think it's no diminishing returns. Like it's really difficult to pin an L on Fresh and Fit, and that's where that hating sort of comes in, where people try to put an L on an undue L on them that you really can't pin on them. You can't. Like their show does too good. They make too much money, and so what they're doing works. Now, if it gets to the point where the audience is just like, okay, here we go, about to kick another chick off. It's a such thing. Like some people can get bored. There's a such thing as a conversation becoming repetitive, and then people don't want to hear it no more. That happens. That happens, but they're still on the rise. So no, I can't. If there's diminishing returns, I haven't seen them. I'll just say that. If it's diminishing returns, I haven't seen them. Straight BR. I was treated well, and she was a black woman and kind of masculine. Huh? What are you saying here? He said SRTBRI. I don't know what that is. I think that means straight, but I don't know what that BRI means. Was treated well, and she was a black woman and kind of masculine. Okay, if you was treated well by masculine women, which she gave you a good, strong. Never mind. Okay. Okay. He meant straight breed. That doesn't help. BREE. What is that? Oh. Okay, so somebody was a guest. Okay, SPRTBREE. That's a person who was there, who was a guest, who was treated well. Okay. All right. Forgive me. I don't be knowing who people are, but okay. I mean, no, they treat guests well. I mean, all right. That's not really that big of a deal. I mean, listen. When people get out of pocket, they get treated. They get greeted with what they gave. It's just flat out what it is. They give them back what they get, what they give, and it's disingenuous when they try to. Y'all talking about that. Bernard is losing it. Yeah, I'm losing it, man. Uneducated lady. I was like, man, that don't help. It's like it was an abbreviation. Then he corrected the abbreviation with an abbreviation without explaining what it was. Like, what? I can't do nothing with that information. Man, come on, work with me. I know I don't be up on shit. But appreciate the super chat. F Holiday in the building. I got some more people in the back. I just want to read the super chats, man. I appreciate each and every one of you. F Holiday in the building. He says she misidentified the lady who got kicked out. She identifies as Asian, so technically it doesn't count. Why don't it count? Because it was well, I guess it was the conversation was predicated with her saying white women. But anyway, Trini Boy Case. Okay. He said white women get kicked out more, but that why Fresh shouldn't fix his mouth to say black women are rude. LOL. I don't think there's nothing wrong with saying that they're on average more rude, but their show does show and prove that no, women of all races be getting rude. So yeah. He came back in here with another one. He said, simply put, you cannot have a platform talking on dysfunctional action of all women. Well, they don't necessarily talk about the dysfunctional action of all women. They kind of talk more about the whole dating, mating, relationship game when it comes to men and women. They talk about those dynamics. So they're not just talking about the dysfunctional action of all women and then single out one group as unruly. That's a problem. I do see where you're going right there. He says it ain't even about women at that point. Snow Bunny crisis. Yeah, that's where, okay, that's when I understand where you're trying to go with it. I do understand where you're trying to go with it. But if men of all races, let's just say if men of all races hit women, and most men of all races, let's just say the domestic violence rate, I'm just throwing out numbers. Let's just say across the board with all men is 10%. But with one group of men, their rates are at, let's just say 37%. I don't think it's singling out that group by saying that, yeah, this group hits women more. So I'm going to pull. So if a woman say, I'm going to pull back and not date this group. Now, one could argue that, well, the majority don't, and you need to judge individuals by the content of their character. You could say that, but you still can also point out that that particular group does that more than any other group. You can point that out. Okay. So that's where the nonsense argument can creep in, where you kind of just got the cape on at that point. George H in the building says night riders, white girls who date black men. Oh, night riders, white girls who date black men. Start calling them night riders. That's funny. Frank Castle Distrag, he's referring to the lovely lady who was on the panel earlier. He says, because they can and their balls end of whoop that trick. Sweet Melody Speaks says, black women do have bad attitude and don't listen though. Sinji is calling black men Dusty's big difference. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Theo off in the building says it's because women like Alicia that successful black men use their passport. Alicia, you make Brazilians look perfect. Who is it? Oh, see, I let y'all know how much I forgot her name that fast. Is that the chick that was just on the show? Or who you talking? Like, I don't even know who you're talking about. I don't even know who Alicia is. Mr. Tobert in the building. He says 2 tickets, please, for the excuse train. Right on, right on. And homeboy back in the building. He says kicking Asian Dow out ain't the problem. That literally was the problem on that particular show. Her bad attitude was the problem on that particular show, and she needed to get kicked out on that particular show. So whether or not she's the problem, it depends on what's the subject. If the subject is that particular show and how she acted, then yeah, she was the problem and she needed to get kicked out. And that took me forever to get through the super chats. I will try to do that sooner because I ain't even got through them all because more of them came in when I was reading the ones that I had set to the side. R.I.P. Snyder Portier, Sidney Portier. I mean, they called me Mr. Tibbs. I was reminded of Mr. Old Man's great story upon hearing of his passing. Oh yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, Sidney Portier. I saw the picture. I saw people posted pictures of him, and I was sitting there thinking, dang, did he pass away? And then I just, I started getting ready for my show and got out of sight, out of mind with it. Shout out to Tea Leaves too. Okay. SRT stands for Street Racing Technology. That's Dodge's car brand, and Bree is the name she uses altogether. SRT Bree. is her YouTube name. All right. I don't even know who these people are, but thank you for the clarification. Somebody else clarified it for you, but thank you for that. I appreciate it. Shout out to F Holiday once again. Shout out to Lion 97. He says this proves black women can be honest about everyone, but everyone can't be honest about them. Yeah, what's the name that was just on the show? She was bashing Latino women. Why was she talking about them like that? If you don't like them, just don't mention them. Don't talk about them. No, Kenneth, well, not really, but Kenneth Williams, super sticker in the building. Thank you very much for that. Do appreciate it. All right, we're gonna go to Wizard X. I'm sorry, y'all. I took way too long. Well, you can't take too long reading the super chats. Y'all are the heartbeat of the show, so I do appreciate y'all, and I do need to be properly acknowledged, but it kind of slowed down the offense a little bit. But Wizard X in the building, you got the floor, you got the mic. And he's gone. Wizard X going once. Wizard X going twice. All right, now
hello? Yeah, hello?
There you go. Okay, I was just about to drop you. There you go.
My bad. I stepped out.
Yep, you got it.
Yeah, I just wanted to say they're not really politically correct, and I understand why they want to appeal to that faction. And I think what they said was brash, but considering that they said that they were politically incorrect, it's acceptable because it's refreshing, I would say. But I think this should serve as a wake-up call to you can say Black American women, because at the end, much of the manosphere and other Black men have been saying this, where they, because of their upbringings or what they have seen with Black American women on the media, and I guess within their circles, that this is not really attractive. This is very unattractive, and I think we're seeing it more with like mainstream how Black women are portrayed on mainstream, such as within the entertainment industry, that it's really becoming more prominent, where men are still saying we don't like this, but it's still heading that way. So when you hear more of this this language, it is harsh, but I think it should come out like this.
Yeah, no, I definitely hear you. And shout out to Jarrell. I don't want to say your full government name. Shout out to you. Thank you for that Cash App. Yeah. So I mean, it sounds like you went to media. Well, let me deal with something in the chat room. She says, so we can't generalize Black men. Actually, you can.
I mean, Black men are very diverse.
Real quick, it's nothing wrong with generalizing. I don't really have a problem with that. Like, if you can't take the time, I mean, I do it. I take the time, and if I say it's most, I say most. If I think it's some, even if it's not most, more than 51%, I will say that it's a percentage that's too high. I take the time to say that, but I don't expect everybody to do that. Like when, for example, like the example that I made, like when Fresh and Fit, particularly Myron, when he's talking about women, like for example, he'll say that women are not good problem solvers. He's comparing them to men. He said men are better problem solvers. Are there some women that are great problem solvers? Yes. Are there men that are horrible problem solvers? Yes. But on average, 1-to-1, you're typically a man is going to be a better problem solver and cost benefit calculator, and a woman is going to be more emotional on average. But everybody don't need to speak in terms of averages and percentages every time they open their mouth. So I don't mind a generalizing statement, but when it comes time to be very specific about the facts on the ground, okay, can you still speak fluently then? But overall, I don't just beat somebody up for generalizing. It's okay to generalize. We generalize all the time. If I say Asian men are short, you understand what I'm talking about. They're on average shorter than every other group of men. So I like we understand what each other are talking about. But anyway, that's just a simple point that I want to make about the generalizing. I'm not going to beat somebody up for generalizing. I'm definitely going to beat somebody up for generalizing in the way that they did when they talking about Knight Riders and Letitia and LaQuisha. Like, come on, man, that's men joking. I mean, it is what it is. But I'm sorry, go ahead. I cut you off. You sound like you was trying to say something.
It's cool. To that comment, I guess for some men, when they see more of that image, such as from the entertainment industry and less of it from the business class or other aspects, it becomes quite. And even when sometimes women from other classes exhibit this behavior, especially when they're upset, it leaves a bad taste with black men. And I think if you really want to change it, you should start kind of separating yourself from certain groups. Like if you're going to defend Asian Doll, you have to know that she's from a certain social class where she's not really the brightest. And one minute she can be saying this, but then she can be really attracted or really going for somebody who's deemed very abusive or very beneath her in terms of her, like where she wants to go. So I think this is an issue within the Black American community, and also we're seeing more of this spread to other segments of the Black diaspora, such as with the hip hop culture, where it's spreading to the Caribbeans, Africa. So it's more problematic. It's more problematic than people actually within black men within this country. It's more problematic elsewhere, because it's influencing other cultures in other countries, especially as their elders die out.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. No doubt. See what you're saying. See where you're going with that. Actually, I gotta ignore something else in the chat. But no, thanks for coming up. Appreciate you coming up, having your say on that.
No problem. Have a happy New Year.
Absolutely. You too. All right, and I think this is officially Melody. Welcome to the show. What's going on? What you got?
Hi. I just wanted to. I'm good. How are you?
Good.
So a lot of people are having a problem with Myron because they're saying he's not black, speaking on black women. What do you think about that?
I halfway understand where they coming from. He said he's from, did he say Sudanese or something like that? And he said that's from Africa. I mean, that's in Africa. So, I mean, that's how he's claiming blackness. But I mean, he looks Middle Eastern. I don't know. It's like we do something weird in America where if you look black, you're black.
Mm-hmm.
we would just call you black if you look black. And at a glance, yeah, sometimes he looks black, sometimes he looks Arab. But Game Changer is confirming that yes, that is in Africa, where he's from Africa, so he's an African who migrated to America.
Wow.
So I mean, for some people that ain't enough. But we can't pretend like we don't operate. We operate so fast and loose with the term black and the concept of black that we could actually think that people actually believe that Rachel Dolezal was black. Like she was a full-blooded white woman who permed her hair and made it curly and was able to just walk around with maybe a tan down south and say she was black.
Right. Like, she didn't even look black.
That's how fast and loose we play with the whole concept of black. So if people try to say that he's not black, they're conveniently saying that he's not black. They're saying he's not black because he did something or said something they don't like. If he was saying everything that they wanted to hear, they would have no problem saying that he was black. Hell, he looked like Colin Kaepernick, if anything. I mean, Colin Kaepernick be looking like he Middle Eastern too when you really look at him. Like, I mean, but Colin Kaepernick is saying everything we like, so he's black. So now I'm not even going to go down that route. Because everybody play fast and loose with it.
Right. Yeah, I just wanted to know your opinion on that. So thanks for having me.
All right, no doubt. You're welcome. Thanks for coming up. We are going through who we got in here. We got Be Easy, that dude in the building. What's going on? What you got?
What's happening? Yeah, I just tuned into the stream, so I didn't hear anything you said prior to this. So shout out to you for keeping these issues and topics exciting and spicy. But I would say that them having a preference is not an issue, right? I don't think anyone had an issue, but we all know that there's a particular way to say it. I wasn't too offended with how they said it, but if you want to unpack it, then when they start doing all the extra stuff with the names, the Bonquisha and Watermelonisha and stuff, that wasn't really necessary. They should have. I mean, it would have been more. They wouldn't have received as much backlash if they just would have left it at, "Hey, we don't deal with black women." But then they start adding a bunch of caveats to say that they do. Oh yeah, well maybe unless they're red bone, or maybe unless they're this. So like, do you deal with them or not? So their whole statement was contradictory, and so. Is a red bone not considered a black woman? Just like, is Myron not considered black? Could see it's so loose with it, with the one drop rule and everything. So on one hand, they saying they don't deal with blacks, and then in the second sentence, they admit that they do deal with blacks. And then the blackness, we need to really nail that down, so it shouldn't be in question. These other people, they don't just let their cultural identity get watered down. So black, Myron said he's Sudanese, right? I know plenty of people that are from Jamaica, Haiti, and everything. And a lot of them, they do try to separate, right? They were like, I'm Haitian American. Don't call me black, right? So there's some people from Sudan, Barbados, Dominican, and they be like, no, I'm not black, Poppy. You know what I'm saying? But then when it's time to enjoy the privileges of being black, then they're like, hey, I'm black, look at my skin color. But if you look at their lineage and their family history, none of them are truly identifying as black. So I just think sometimes, as well as we're too loose with it, sometimes people try to pull the black card for convenience as well.
Yeah, agreed. And I just Googled something that you could do with anybody, any group. Just Googled Sudanese people, and I'm getting a mixed bag. I'm getting some that just look like some, who we wouldn't mistake. We would no doubt say that they black. Then there's some that got more Middle Eastern look to them.
And has anyone truly determined like the majority, right? Is it majority Middle Eastern? Is it majority black? If you talk to the ones from the motherland, they're going to be saying, hey, don't call me black. The most of them that I've dealt with, they say, hey, I'm not black. So, it's just funny. I would really like for anyone to ask Myron, like, if he has a sister, because I think someone said that he did have a sister, once he generalized all black women, which, like you said, I'm with you. I'm okay with generalizing. It's necessary in some regards, but does that ratchet and annoying characteristics that they were saying, does that apply to his mom as well? Does that apply to his sisters as well? And then also, Fresh said most of the women are annoying, ratchet, etc. But what he didn't say is where he's meeting these women at, right? You sliding in 100 DMs on IG, and then you complaining about ratchet women, right? You see where most of the time where they're showing, hey, I'm pulling up to get a woman. It's usually at a party, a club, where all of these women are clout chasing, and then you complaining about the I say the ratchetivity of these women when you seeking for them, right? It's just like a chick going to basketball games, then going to the hood, then going to the club and saying, man, all black men are Pookies and Ray Rays. Like, did you go to any other environment? It's like you go to the environment looking for the ratchet thoughts and say, oh, it's only ratchets and thoughts here. Like, what did you expect to find? Like, are they really inviting?
I can't say that. I mean, no, in general, I do understand your point. I mean, I mean, it's pretty clear that they don't care that much about the contents of character that much. I mean, at least it comes off that way, that, if you're just basing it off just what we see on their show, they're just getting Instagram chicks on there that just look good, and then how they act is that's a crapshoot. And given the structure of their show, if the chick don't act right, they're more they're happier by that. So I don't. You're looking at it from the perspective as if Fresh is in some personal dating crisis or something. Like I think what they said was just more of just a casual statement. You know, they got their preference. Okay, they like lighter women. It is what it is. But I think it was just more of just a casual statement that no, that's not my preference, and they just threw in some insulting jokes. Like that's more or less what I gather from it. But
I gathered that too.
The contradiction is more so that okay, you don't like you don't like ratchet women, but we just saw you have an entanglement with a card carrying sugar baby that sell pussy online for money. So
bingo, and she wasn't black.
Exactly. So there's that. So I mean
that's kind of all I was kind of interjecting in that. I agree with your overall premise. I was just saying in their babble, it was a lot of contradictory statements, and things that could be unpacked, especially when they said, hey, we don't deal, I'm not a night rider. They're annoying and ratchet, and then they literally have annoying and ratchet women of every ethnic group on there.
All right, Agent Fit, what are you saying? You keep typing she was black. I'm talking about Fresh, the chick that was a sugar baby chick that he met on the sugar site.
Hey, if she was black, then we've gotten way, way too loose with the blackness, bro.
If she's black, everybody's black. Dude, you gotta let me know if that's what you're talking about. We need to know this right now. If you actually trying to say that chick is black. Okay, he thought we was talking about somebody else. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I was about to say, yeah, we gone. We way too far gone. If that chick get the title black.
Yeah, it was no hope. If she could pass as black, then it's no hope. Now it ain't the one drop, it's the 0.001 drop rule.
Right.
And the whole thing with Asian Doll, I mean, I didn't really see the thing. I saw the aftermath of it. But what I would say is that it's his platform, his rules. Just like when I come up here, I got to adhere to whatever Bernard Riley's program is. I may not like it, but I mean, I could leave or you could kick me out. Either way, it's not nothing really to complain about. From what I've seen, she was about 2 hours late or something. They should have probably not even let her on, but it doesn't matter whether she got more followers than them, more money than them. If she's being disrespectful, then they should be treating her with like any other person. Just because you're a celebrity, you don't get special privileges to disrespect me. That's essentially you admitting that you're beneath them. Oh, because you got more followers, you could say whatever to me. Nah, you getting kicked out the same like anyone else.
Yeah, that's why anybody who criticizes him for that is bugging, like bugging real bad. So yeah, I had no criticism. For them at all for kicking her out. She was disrespectful. She had to go. Is what it is. But all right. We closing in on the 3 hour mark. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna see about
cool.
I'm gonna cycle last two people in real fast, and then we're gonna slide up out of here. Man, y'all got me nervous because I'm seeing people I don't know, and I'm a little concerned that somebody gonna
What's
do
up,
some
man?
nonsense. What's up? What's going on? What you got on the subject?
I'm piggybacking off the last guy. The issue is really you got 9 African American AA people talking all about AA business. It's a problem because when you want to talk about their conditions in the country they came from, they want to get all defensive. Like if you told this dude about Sudan, Darfur, the constant civil war, the refugee camps, all this other type of stuff, they get real defensive. But then they want to come here, criticize everything about AA. All I want to say is I'm from Chicago, man. Don't none of this go on here. First thing we gonna want to know, right or wrong, about what's going on with black women. Are you African American? If not, shut your mouth. That's just how it goes here. And what I'm noticing is they want us to eat everything that they do wrong. They want African Americans to stand up for it. But when on the other foot, They want to pretend like where they from is all peachy. They got all their morals and everything. I read, bro. I can tell you about their countries from the news and everything. When you start doing it like that, they shut up. So the issue ain't whether she was ignorant. The issue is we trying to pretend like we don't hear this man saying white supremacy cold words that towards black people. Who says boom Quisha, bro? I'm from Chicago. We ain't never said that. We ain't never said dark rider, night rider. What is that, bro? I would expect that from a white person. That's what I'm saying here.
Okay, wait, hold on. Let me push pause real quick. The boom Quisha Shaniqua like that. The black people do jokingly talk.
Yeah,
like
we
that.
said Sharkeisha.
Yeah, we
that was
do
a real
that.
name.
Now the Night Rider. That
Yeah.
I will give you that do sound like something
He would get knocked out on the street saying that.
No, you wouldn't get knocked out on the street saying that. But
say that in Chicago. I swear to God.
Hold on. It sounds like something that a non-black person would say.
Right.
Regarding black women. So I'll grant you that. That do sound like something that they do sound like something that a non-black person would say. And I do agree that they are. They especially Fresh. He's conveniently black. Like, okay, to come here looking kind of Middle Eastern, it's not as cool to carry that. It's not as cool to carry that. So
Arab.
so he, Arab, whatever.
He Arab.
Okay, fair enough. So I do think he do play fast and loose with that because being black can be cool. So it's a certain level of convenience to it. I will grant you that all day that he do play fast and loose with that. And then I think your argument is that in situations like that where he's referring to black women, guys who date black women, are they're calling them night riders. Yeah, that okay, fair enough. I mean, look, I know I'm fair and objective. I will grant you that he did sound like a non-black person talking about black people.
All I want these people to do is talk about their own women. Like, we sit here and talk about our women.
They talk about.
They don't talk about Haitian women. They don't. He ain't never talked about no Sudanese women. They don't talk about nothing but African American.
See, that's where you're wrong. Okay, I was
name it.
They talk about all women. They just say women. They more specifically talk about Western women, and they normally don't make a distinction about the race unless they're specifically asked. But typically, they're just talking about Western women. Now, Myron has said that when he decides he's gonna, retire from, he's gonna get married someday. He's gonna go back to, his homeland and find some virgin bride from over there, and so that's how he looks at or talks about women.
When has the fat dude ever talked about? Where is he from? When is the fat dude ever say anything about a Haitian woman?
I don't think he does. He don't have that.
They're not gonna do it amongst mixed company. That's what I'm saying. We got to have a code or something. We can talk about our women, but that's internal. This is nation business. That's all I'm trying to say, man. I'm gonna let you.
I got you. They straddle the fence with being conveniently in grouped and conveniently outsiders. A lot of immigrants try to effectively pull that off. So I'm not going to argue with that point. I think Agent Fit came up wanting to say something in response to you. He's a fresh and fit apologist, so he got to. I'm gonna let him pass him the mic and see what he got to say.
All right. Here, do you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, we hear you.
All right. So here's what I gotta say on it. One, Myron wasn't born in Sudan. He was born here in Connecticut. So, I'm pretty sure he's
homeboy. Hey, you didn't have to drop down. Y'all could have had a dialogue. Come back if you want to.
We can talk about it. I was saying that he wasn't born in Sudan. I'm pretty sure he knows of the country. He's not retarded. He's been back there. He said he's been back there a lot of times, so he knows of it. But we have to stop kidding ourselves and act like us niggas don't joke about each other's complexions a lot of times. Like, we joke about everything. When it comes to flame sessions or roast sessions with two niggas, bro, we flame about everything and anything. Shit is not off limits except for like family members. Or dead people. That's the only thing that's off limits. We flame complexion, teeth, mouth. This not the first time niggas said Night Rider. They say no bullshit. They say Night Rider every day, every single day, even to black women. Oh, you like BBC, like black niggas? "Oh, you a Knight Rider for sure." It's a joke. Haha, it might be corny. You don't like it, great. No one cares. It's a joke, man. Niggas gonna joke if they want to joke. If you,
it's funny. They I be hearing them saying all the time to well, I'd heard Fresh in the most corny way possible, accent chicks like, "Oh, you like the BBC?" You know, so they do make they do make the racial jokes, you know, going either way. And now that you mention it, I have heard them say Knight Rider before, but that's still that does sound like a term that
it does.
Black Americans, they make that up. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Regardless of where they got it from, however they use it, I do know Black Americans, they make that up. That's some shit other people came up with. It's funny though.
People could say that. It does sound like some a KKK clan member would say. I understand that.
Yeah, I wouldn't even go that far.
or a white person or Okay,
yeah.
I understand that. So I'm just saying okay, let's talk about this though. There's an issue with colorism. Like in the Black community, we all know that colorism is a prevalent topic that people like to blame that dark skins face a lot. And I find it funny because a lot of people that's doing the same colorism is the same people that's fighting against colorism towards the other light skin. So if a dark skin, let's say they felt the need of, their colors against us, or black men don't really like us, right? They will discriminate against light skinned men and say that they're feminine, or do you see the jokes on the internet all the time that light skinned men are gay? I'm dark skinned, so I'm just saying, like, you can't pick and choose what you call colorism and what you don't. There's light skinned niggas that get discriminated against. There's dark skinned niggas that get discriminated against. There's black skinned women, dark skinned women that get and light skinned. You can't. It's niggas like what they like. We can't keep. You know what I'm saying? We can't keep like picking and choosing what's colorism and then talk shit. That's my other issues. Like, bro, and I'm not even gonna go back to that tweet. And she got caught in 4K. She can't really defend that. So that's what I was saying. But what else? I gotta think, because there's one more talking point I wanted to address. But if you have something to say,
no, we can wrap it up right there. We can wrap it up right there because I do got one more person in the back chat, and I'm about to wrap up the show. So appreciate you coming back up again, man. And thanks for today's show, man, because I could tell you really rock with Fresh and Fit and really listen to him. So you had some insider information on this.
So I'm not biased on it. I kept it neutral. All right, thanks for having me on, man.
Yep, no doubt. All right. OD show. I just let you up. OD in the building.
All right, what's up?
Thank you for your patience. You the last one. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. No sweat, man. I get it, man. What happened with Lapeef and all them? You kind of want to be sure who you let on. So no worries, I got you. So what I want to say is, I think people are missing the angle. It's not really about the talking points. When you look at the talking points, it's pretty consistent with the manosphere. It's about the exercise of power. And like the way that the thing that really makes Fresh and Fit like that, pretty much their hallmark, is two words. It's Frank Castle.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is, like, as a group, black women are used to being able to overtalk dudes, belittle men, say all kind of stuff with impunity. But what makes Fresh and Fit different is that when they're on there, they are physically exercise power against. They get out of pocket, they get disrespectful, they get put out, they get Frank Castle. That's the reason they don't like Fresh and Fit, because they don't like to see, well, the blackness of these dudes is debatable, granted, but let's just say for the sake of argument, they don't want to see black dudes, exercising power over them. The only thing that's close to what they do is Kevin Samuels, because Kevin Samuels, he does it virtually. He don't let them overtalk, and he'll mute them and he'll kick them off, but it's not physically to where it's undeniably power being exercised over them. I think that's the real problem. They don't really care about Asian Doll per se. They've been wanting to get at them since the first time they Frank Castle, the black woman, but Asian Doll was like a rallying point. See, like, she had visibility, she has clout, and this is why they kind of went and spilled outside of the manosphere, because of who she is. I had never heard of her before all this, but apparently it's popular with people, you know what I'm saying? So that gave them a rallying point to say, oh, let's get these dudes, let's cancel them, blah, 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 whatever. So I think that's the real problem, because a lot of dudes in the manosphere say the same things, but you don't really see them physically putting black women out when they get out of pocket. That's what I think they really mad about. That's my personal thought on that. As far as that whole spicy thing, the reason that I think what was her name, Alicia, sees that is, I think it's because of the majority of us who have a single mother raised background. You got two classes. You got one class where you have brothers or older brothers, uncles, cousins, grandfathers, and such, to where you still have a male influence. Then you have the other class that just has that female influence. So the dudes she's talking about come from that female influence class. Now those dudes, they've been influenced by their mama's temperament and, you know, the way she acts, but for whatever reason, they have an issue with her. So they seek out a woman that has that same kind of temperament, but not in that same package. That's a dude who will be like, oh, I like a spicy Latino or whatever. Because if you look at like the upper 20, let's just say upper 20% of us who are on our purpose and trying to make something happen, we don't want to have that kind of combativeness from any woman, regardless of her color. Like, especially, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like you want cooperation, you want a woman that's gonna get on your program, and you know, you want that submission. So I think that's why she sees that, and it is a majority of black dudes who are like that. So to her point, I say it's valid. But I would ask her, what's the type of black dudes you see saying this spicy thing? It's not necessarily a self-hate type thing. It's just an issue they have where they want that. They used to have domineering female, but they had a problem with it. So they still seek that, but it's like a subconsciously they seek it, but consciously it looks different because it's in a non-black woman. You see what I'm saying? It's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. I mean, I got some disagreement with that, but it's late in the show, so I ain't gonna give you no pushback on that. I'll let you have the last word on that, because we about to get up out of here. So, man, thanks very much for coming up, and thank you for your patience. I appreciate it.
All right, no sweat, bro. Be easy.
All right, y'all. Look, we got to get up out of here. I'd like to thank y'all for another great show. I did pick up some subscribers. If you're still new here and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and subscribe if you're new here and you haven't done so yet. Also, while you're at it, in fact, don't even click out of here, because mom made a pre-recorded video the other day that I'm trying to get it one last burst pushed in the algorithm. So if you haven't watched that video, it helps out the algorithm when I make pre-recorded videos, help them send my stuff out to more people. So if you haven't watched that pre-recorded video, I'm dropping it right there. Don't just log off. Just click on that as you get up out of here. Let that be your exit. Let that be your door on the way out of here. Click on that video. Go watch that pre-recorded video. And with that said, good people, we are up out of here. Peace. Thank you. Oh yeah, hold on. Okay, we good. Thank you, everybody. Anybody, if you're either your super chat, cash app, like, shared, subscribed, or just watch with indifference, I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. And we are out of here. Peace.